We're looking for partly sunny skies for the rest of the day. We could get a few degrees warmer, possibly a high of 87. Partly cloudy tonight, an overnight low in the upper 60s. There's a 20% chance for rain beginning tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's high near 90. At 3:08, partly cloudy, 85 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Hello and welcome to the Heidi Glaus Show. Mine is Heidi, Josh and Bob here today. Connor on the boards, mixing the ones and twos, and we've got quite a bit of show for you this afternoon. First and foremost, Max is going to come in and do Max on Movies. Conspiracy Theory Movies. Do you think the movie Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson will show up?
Well, I'm sure it will since you brought it up.
Remember that? Remember
It's a
that
good movie.
Remember that movie?
I liked it.
Off the top of your head, what's another conspiracy theory movie? What was that one with OJ and they faked the moon landing? Capricorn?
Oh, Capricorn 1. That's a good one.
Yeah, right?
That's more of a thriller, I think, but there's a conspiracy involved, so I'm with you on that.
Wag the Dog, wasn't that one where they made up
Classic.
fake war?
Classic.
So we'll do the conspiracy theory movies. Do you have a list?
I don't have a list.
Okay. Normally you have a list.
Normally I have a list. I may come up with a couple.
We'll see. That happens at 3:30 in about 20 minutes from now. 3:50, Alex Stone's going to join us. They're still counting ballots out in California. Is Spencer Pratt, the former reality show villain, going to make it on the ballot for November to be mayor of California? Not to mention the governor's race is still up for grabs. Big D's going to come in the 4 o'clock hour, and I mentioned to him, I said this last week, I said, should we do Darren Love's the yard sale? I said, should we do a yard sale for an hour with Darren? And everybody said no. Well, I mentioned it to Darren, and he loves the idea. So we might open the phones up.
Maybe not the whole hour.
No.
Maybe a segment.
Oh, I guarantee there aren't going to be enough people to call in.
I don't think there'll really be any.
I don't think there'll be any. I'm with
Well,
Connor
I
on
don't know
this.
why you pitched it to him then.
I just offhandedly made a comment about it, and now he really wants to do it.
It seems like one of those offhandeds that you wanted to have.
Yeah.
So that will come up at 4:20.
4:20-ish?
At 4:20. So for those of you who love the yard sale, or you don't even know anything about it, but it sounds like fun, and so you stuff to sell and or trade. Is that correct?
Yes. Frankly, it'll just be an opportunity for maybe Darren. Darren will buy your stuff in the 4 o'clock hour.
Now, I think there's a high possibility of that
Because
happening.
he likes to buy
Stuff.
And he
Junk.
came in. Yeah.
Well,
no, we don't use the J word. We don't use the J. No T
As
words
appropriate
either.
as it might be, we're not going to use it.
And Darren said, I mean, he's got a whole raft of restaurants down 44.
And he wants to decorate the
He
inside.
wants to decorate the inside. You know, if you've got an alligator with oversized sunglasses, give Darren a call. If you've got framed record albums, give Darren a call.
Well, one man's T word is another man's D word.
Treasure. We use the word treasure.
Okay.
I have some framed albums.
Do you? Give them to Darren.
I think only one is hanging right now in a stairwell
You know what I've
to
started?
the basement.
Yeah? What I've started to do is we bought the house from another couple. He was obsessed with baseball. And they finished the basement, but the whole man side, man cave side of the basement was Cardinal stuff.
That's cool.
And, you hear bobblehead day down at the ballpark, Mason win bobblehead. You're like, who?
Which announcer is that?
That would be John Rudy.
Okay. I don't really care for that, but go ahead.
You wonder, who's really clamoring for the Mason win bobblehead? This guy hit every bobblehead that was ever, created as a giveaway at the Cardinals games. And so what I've said was, I'm not big into baseball, but I love music. So I've started every concert I go to, I'm buying a poster. And I'm going, to the Ben Franklin and buying frames and just hanging them up in the basement to kind of, I'll be old. I'll be the old dad say, oh, I went to this Cake concert.
Our basement's partially finished. And for several years, it was where the boys would go do gaming and stuff and have buddies over and all that. And so we have a bunch of movie posters up on those finished walls. Now everybody's gone, and it's just a basement again. So I don't.
And nobody ever goes down there.
No.
Move those posters upstairs. And I've always liked the look of you walk into a pasta house, they have all the Italian movie posters.
It's off the charts.
Isn't
cool.
that fun?
Really cool.
Isn't that cool? They've been doing that for years. So
How do you
you'll
say
see-
7 in Italian?
I don't know.
But they have the Magnifico, whatever 7 is, poster.
They have
and they're oversized. They're big.
Huge. Mutiny on the Bounty with
Yeah.
Marlon Brando. I don't know how you say Mutiny on the Bounty either, but they have that poster up. So that'll be Darren in the 4 o'clock. Jordana Miller from ABC is going to join us and give us the latest of what's going on in the Middle East, just kind of an update. And then in the 5 o'clock, Farrell Carfield is the executive director of the Webster Groves Community Land Trust. What they're doing is they're buying up properties in Webster, fixing them up, selling them at under market value to make sure that lower income people and people that want to start, buy a starter house can move into Webster, and that it doesn't just become a zip code for the fabulously rich and wealthy.
So this is a nonprofit charitable deal, or are they still trying to find a slim margin of profit in it?
We'll have to ask her because
Yeah.
it is fairly new. I think they did
Okay.
their first house was back in March or April. So we'll see what the plan is for that.
Yeah.
And then, as always, open phone lines. I know a lot of people. Somebody texted into McGraw's show the other day because he had an interview in the 9 o'clock, and they were mad because they said the 9 a.m. hour is supposed to be for the listeners to call in. And
So I didn't know that person was assistant programmer. That's good.
yeah, right.
Do you really want the 9 o'clock callers to call in?
No, I'm just saying. Look, the
They're
phones.
taking a nap right now.
The phones work.
Well,
People,
I don't think those people take naps, but some of his callers.
Donald, if you want to call in.
No,
be
let's
my
not
guest.
have Donald.
314-931-5877. The phones work here at the Big 550 KTRS. And if we hit on a topic that you like, feel free to call in 314-931-KTRS. As always, the text line is open, 84126, and as Bob likes to say, the Royal Banks of Missouri text line. Currently unsponsored. So if you got a business, we'll throw your name up there. All right. This is my favorite story of the day. I laughed out loud in the office, and I actually walked down the hall like 20 minutes ago and asked Carney, did you guys do the microwave story yet? And he said no, but he had known about it.
What's the Simpsons character that you do him when you do Carney? Which is it the bartender?
He's either doing Krusty the Clown or he's doing Chief Wiggum.
Or Mo.
Or Mo a little bit.
Or maybe Marge a little bit.
No, it's too low. It's not high pitched.
Not high pitched enough, or Marge's sisters. Here's the story. 2 police officers at a police station, Horry County. I'd have to figure out where
Spell
this
it.
is. Horry.
Okay.
Myrtle Beach. Here we go. Myrtle Beach Police Department. Angered that a fellow police officer used the office's microwave to heat up fish,
Oh.
a detective allegedly drew his weapon and pointed it at the odor-producing officers. Investigators say that Michael DiBiase, 46 years old, detective, was at police headquarters in Myrtle Beach on Saturday night when he got into a dispute with a patrolman. He confronted the patrolman about warming up fish in the microwave, causing an odor in the office. And during the confrontation, the detective drew and pointed his department-issued handgun at the other officer. He was arrested yesterday for pointing and presenting a firearm at a person, which is a felony. And I believe he has lost his job.
It's almost funny, except that he was serious.
This happens in every office in the United States. We're going to get into it in just a second, but I want to mention this. Court records did not indicate what kind of fish it was. Doesn't matter.
Well played.
Doesn't matter. Now,
I think it does, actually.
Does it? Does salmon smell as fishy as a catfish or maybe a whitefish? Does tilapia?
If you got good breading on it, I think it disguises some of the fish smell.
I tell you, and every time we make fish or we make shellfish, we'll do a lot of shrimp for pastas and stuff. We take the trash right out.
Oh, yeah.
Right out. I mean, it's not even sitting around. I got home yesterday, and I was trying to figure out what the smell was. I had thrown a peach away, half-eaten peach.
It rotted in the can.
Oh, my gosh. 9 hours later, I leave the house at 9. I come back at 6:30.
You left it in there so long it turned into peach wine.
Maybe it fermented in my trash can. But I was eating this thing, and I was like, I don't want to finish it. I see a little mold on the pit. So I kind of tossed it, and by, 9 hours later. So I came in the other day, and Connor was eating something in the office. And I told him, I said, I can't even sit in here right now. I think what was it? Was it cabbage? Was it broccoli?
No.
What was
It was
that?
a bit of carrots in the salad.
You
And-
recoiled at the smell of carrots?
And
Come
I
on, Bugs.
feel bad. I feel bad, too, because I'm the king of broccoli. You know?
It really was. What really set me up is that it really wasn't that smelly of a food, Bob.
Odorous.
I believe it.
It was very odorous.
So when Josh made this whole big stink about it, pun intended,
Yeah.
it was like, well, it's not like I'm steaming broccoli in here. It's like there was some
And
vegetables in the salad. This shouldn't shock you.
and I'm not offended, but occasionally your dressings and
Uh-huh.
and things will emit an odor.
Uh-huh.
But it's lunch. I just roll with it. But
Okay.
you apparently
Yeah,
Did
I
not.
can't stand it. And Heidi will she's not here to defend herself, but she'll bring in some broccoli sometimes, and it'll just, it's time for me to get up and
But
take
you
a walk.
can't smell. So that's
She can't smell.
So
Yes.
that's-
Oh, that's right. I
She's
forgot
lost
that.
her sense of smell, so she doesn't even know what's going on. How many times has this happened in your office, and has the perpetrator ever been confronted?
Pulled a gat.
Yeah, yeah.
Roscoe.
You ever pulled a gun? I had a gun pulled on you over the smell of what you were cooking in the microwave. We have somebody here in the office that does a pretty good job, very diligently, about cleaning out the fridge.
Oh, good. That's nice. I never use it. So
Almost out of spite, I think, is how he does it. Has this been sitting in here for 3 days?
adios.
Adios, amigo. Oh, old Mexican food.
Gonorrhea.
Sayonara. So it's actually gotten a lot better because it used to be
Did it really get bad in there?
really bad in there. Yeah. Somebody said, Tim from Waterloo here, the worst thing you could put in a microwave and warm up is leftover sauerkraut. Ooh.
That's it's interesting when it's fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. Heidi will pop the lid off of a tub and just eat the sauerkraut straight. Again, she's not here to defend herself.
She's hardcore.
Or explain. But she is German, I believe. Maybe that's.
Oh yeah.
It's a
DNA.
German. Yeah, maybe it's a German thing. So, what is some of the smellier foods that you find yourself being cooked in the work microwave? 84126. What else we got? Today's National Cheese Day. Speaking of
I love cheese.
stinky,
I love cheese.
do you like any stinky cheeses?
No.
Roquefort.
No.
They call that the king of cheeses. Very pungent. What Limburger? I'd like to try that.
I would not.
They've always said that Limburger was the stinkiest of cheeses.
Yeah.
I'd give it a pull.
It's actually it's frequently a part of jokes about smell.
Yes, right. Yeah, like you watch a Tom and
Yeah.
Jerry cartoon.
Three Stooges, whatever.
Yes. Let's see here. 52% of Americans self-identify as cheese obsessed. And believe it or not, the survey has a list of the most cheese enthusiastic states. Wisconsin did not make the cut.
Oh, come on.
I don't know who's doing this list. Wyoming is number 1, Illinois is number 2, followed by Alaska.
No, Wyoming is not number 1. Nobody lives there. It couldn't be number 1.
Maybe per capita.
Well, then they should say that.
List of 10 favorite cheeses. Cheddar's number 1,
Yes.
followed by mozzarella.
I like both.
Parmesan is next, American, and cream cheese is number 5. Does cream cheese even count?
I don't know. I guess
don't know.
technically they put it on there, but I like all those. And the funkiest cheese I like is the extra aged, extremely sharp cheddar.
Cheddar. I like a good Gouda.
Yeah, but when we're talking about smell or strong flavor, that the extra aged cheddar will have a bite to it.
Yeah, I want to ask you what you put on your burger, but first, Nancy is on line 1, giving us a call today on the KTRS phone lines. Nancy, how are you?
Hi, I have 3 different things. The cheese is Havarti. Oh my.
Havarti's
So
really good.
It is good.
And doesn't smell. And I just had it last night. The refrigerator, my doctor told me, because I got sick on a boxed meal, and he said nothing should be in a refrigerator. 3 days, throw it away, and mayonnaise, anything kind of at a picnic, should be done in 2 hours.
Yeah, Grandma once said, "Don't eat that. It's been out."
It's been out.
Yeah, well, that's really right, because I was in the hospital for 5
Aw.
days.
Holy
Sorry to hear
cow.
that.
Another thing I want to mention real quick is people need to check their dryer vents. I pressed because I live in an apartment type thing, and they didn't want to look at it. And that guy said it was completely full. No wonder my clothes weren't drying.
Yeah, and it can catch fire.
Yes, and so that's something nobody really even understands.
You're so
younger
right.
people especially. So,
You're so
all
right.
right.
Good advice.
All right.
Y'all have a good week. Oh, one more thing
Yeah.
is, are you Bob?
Yeah, Bob's here.
I'm here.
Okay, I don't know what this guy's last name is, but his name is Kevin, and he lives in Festus, and he played ball for years. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I
Yeah,
don't, but I'm
well-
surprised if he played for me that he still played, that I didn't scare him
No,
straight.
He's not. He's sick now. That's what I wanted to say.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Nancy, thanks for calling in. We'll try to get to the bottom of it. But
Well, thank you for being on there and letting me
You
voice
bet.
my-
absolutely, we are here for the listeners, if not for anything else. Clean out your dryer vents. We had a sock stuck in there one time, and it was it jammed up the fan. Had to have some guy from Sears come over and take it out.
Yeah, we got to get back in there and check it. I think it's good, but it's been a year or so we got to check the whole venting system.
Here's a report. This is really interesting when it comes to cheeses. Back to the cheese. Half of the total cheese consumption in the world is Gouda.
I did not know that. That's a
It
good
must
bit
be.
of trivia.
It must be huge over there. But I like.
It's nice and softing and spread it.
I like the Gouda that has the rind on the side. You know, they'll slice it on the slicer. It still kind of has the rind on the side. I'll throw that on a burger.
It makes you feel like you're back in Paris.
Yeah, it really kind
Where
of does.
you've been so often.
Continental, at least. Someone said Limburger cheese was featured in a Little Rascals episode. It's the joke cheese.
No, Larry the cheese.
Yeah. Oh, Limburger. Wah, wah, wah. Someone said I used to eat kimchi in the office and nobody was happy about it. I had a friend who used to make it. She is Korean, and she would make kimchi, and I'd come over, and my eyes would be watering. What are you doing? And what's going on? Oh, I'm making kimchi. Why?
It burns the nostrils.
Oh, my gosh. And someone said, our storage room has tall stacks of crates. My husband must have set a bag of onions on a top crate and then tossed rags on top of them. They were liquid when I found them.
Oh,
Holy cow. She said, as soon as I stepped on a step stool, I smelled them.
that's brutal.
Woo! Liquid onions. How about that? All right, it is 3:27. We've got a lot of show today, and it's up to you if you want to change the conversation. We are having open phone lines today, 314-931-5877, 314-931 KTRS, and you can always text us 84126. Going to check traffic. Julie Buck just sent me something. saying 270 and Page has an accident. So we'll check traffic with Captain Paul. But then after that, we'll have Max coming in talking conspiracy movies. Paul, did Julie send you this message as well?
She did not, and I'll have to check into that one. It must be a fresh crash.
Yep. So take a look. But in the meantime, what else you got?
Well, we have a crash on 44 East at Mraz, blocking the two right lanes and causing a stop-and-go back up to the Merritt's overpass. There's an accident on 170 North south of Airport Road with stop-and-go traffic back to Scudder. A stalled vehicle on 70 East at Lucas and Hunt is causing a stop-and-go back up to Bermuda. 370 West is congested from St. Louis Mills to 141. More road work with lane closures in the Metro East today. 5570 West is slow from 255 to 203, and 5570 East is busy from 64 to Illinois 111. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Summer's upon us, and the heat is here. I think it's going to be 90 today, 90 tomorrow. If you haven't already, take a look at Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning. Not only are they a local St. Louis company owned and operated by our neighbors, they're offering some fantastic promotions right now. If you're having any problems at all, you can get a free second opinion from the Indoor Comfort Team. If you're not sure what the previous HVAC company just quoted you, call Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Cooling and have them come out, and they'll give you a real honest second opinion. I mean, we had somebody come out a couple of years ago, and they left, and I looked at my wife, and I said, no way we're paying $20,000 for all of this. Why do I need a new hot water heater? Something doesn't add up here. I wish I would have called Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning and gotten that free second opinion. If it turns out you do need a new system, they can help you with that. Get $2,000 off a new Train system with no interest financing, and you can get a discount on their VIP maintenance membership program at only $19.99 a month. Get yourself a second opinion when it comes to what that other HVAC company just quoted you. Call the Indoor Comfort Team Heating and Air Conditioning. You can find them online at indoorcomfortteam.com. St. Louis trusted since 1979.
You know, that honeydew list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has two locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, two great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these three I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, two locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honeydew list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Land Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Anne Marie here for my friends at Black Fox Cooper, your local Anderson certified contractor. We all feel the sting of inflation. That's why putting off replacing your old windows could cost you more in the future. New Anderson windows make your home more comfortable, more energy efficient, and more beautiful, while potentially saving you money on utility bills. Black Fox Cooper specializes exclusively in Anderson replacement windows and offers a personalized, educational approach called the Window Read. Don't wait. Improve your home today. Call 314-270-1484. Online at blackfoxcooper.com.
He leaps and makes a fantastic catch.
Calling all bobblehead enthusiasts. Saturday, June 6th, as the Cardinals take on the Cincinnati Reds, fans can score a Jim Edmonds bobblehead presented by Ford. This collectible captures his unforgettable home run robbing grab at the wall, a play that still gives Cardinals fans chills. Add a defensive icon to your shelf and relive a moment that defined an era. Don't miss this one. Get tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
Future Gold Glovers, this one's for you. Sunday, June 7th, the Cardinals welcome the Cincinnati Reds to Busch Stadium. And that day, kids receive a City Connect Rawlings glove presented by Rawlings. Built for playing catch all summer long, it's ready for backyard games, trips to the park, and every I got it moment. A day at the ballpark that keeps the season going. Get tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
You know what I love? The Only Facial, a top-rated facial spa that only does facials. And they've got locations all over town, including Clayton, De Pere, Creve Coeur, Frontenac, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, U-City, Columbia, Springfield, Moe, Edwardsville, Illinois, and coming soon to Webster Groves and Cottleville. This facial specializes in one signature facial involving several steps that's customized to your unique skin type and concerns. But the focus is more on meaningful maintenance and real progress toward long-lasting, beautiful skin, regardless of your age or skin type. The Only Facial, $125, no tips, and no upsell. You will love this, and I'm sure there's one near you. Again, coming soon to Webster Groves and Cottleville. It's The Only Facial. You can find out more online at theonlyfacial.com.
What's on at the movies?
What's on at the movies?
And now it's Max on Movies on the Heidi Glaus Show.
Here is KTRS's very own movie guru,
Max Moisey on the Big 550, the movie talk of St. Louis.
Max on Movies is here with us, and he's got a topic, and it's conspiracy movies. And the question was, is Conspiracy Theory, the Mel Gibson movie, going to make an appearance? Who was that? Julia Roberts?
It was Julia Roberts, yes.
And then the premise was that he had a million conspiracy theories, but one of them actually was true.
It's not going to make my list because I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
It's not a great film, but it's solid, very solid.
Yeah.
And they
Never
also
saw it.
they tied in the whole Catcher in the Rye thing, because didn't Hinckley have a copy of Catcher in the Rye and on them, and maybe the guy that shot Lennon? They said it was. I saw it in the theater years ago.
The cast was good and probably elevates it to a soft 7.
Well, maybe I will check that one.
Very
I think
pliable 7.
Maybe 97, 98, something like that for that movie. I think
that sounds about
sounds
right.
I'm going there. Let me start again.
Yeah,
and I'll take that out in post. I wanted to talk about conspiracy movies because of a new Steven Spielberg movie called Disclosure Day, which I'm going to see next week, and I think it comes out next Friday. And this is about this is an alien movie where the aliens are a known quantity by a select few. And so the idea of Disclosure Day is they're letting the rest of us plebes in on the that's what the whole point of that movie is. Now we all get to know what other people have known. So I thought, well, this is kind of an interesting idea. Let's talk about the different conspiracy movies. And so I've got 8 of them here, but I'll try to go through them rather quickly. What I realized doing some research here is I haven't seen a lot of conspiracy movies. When we did heist movies, I had seen every heist movie because I really like heist movies, and there's a ton of them, and I had seen all of them. Or when we do horror films, I've seen a lot of those, or comedies. But with these, I haven't seen a lot of them. So stuff like Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, just going to have to go back to that one later. A great one with Gene Hackman, The Conversation. I've never seen it.
Oh,
you haven't seen that?
I know it's a Coppola film, and
it's kind of artsy. You gotta. It's not for
real
the
artsy.
average movie fan.
Yeah, well, I'm not the average.
I know that's what I'm saying. If you only go to see Barbie, you probably don't like The Conversation.
Well, let's start with Marathon Man, which I think is a really surprising movie because you've got. Well, you've got and it's called this because you've got a cross country runner played by Dustin Hoffman, and he's sort of trying to redeem the legacy of his father, who I don't think it's a spoiler to say committed suicide.
He was
because
blackballed
of
as
the
being
McCarthy.
a communist.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, McCarthy era.
But he gets wrapped up with, oh man, I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say the Nazis are involved, and let's say maybe a concentration camp dentist played by Laurence Olivier.
And perhaps a spy.
Perhaps. And there's a big conspiracy going on here that he doesn't even know that he's in the middle of. And
Marta Keller.
This gave, is that Udo Kier? Is that?
Marta Keller is the woman.
Marta Keller's the woman.
Yeah.
But isn't Udo Kier in this movie as well?
Are you speaking English?
I'm trying to look it up.
I don't know that name.
I don't see him.
He's an actor.
He's an actor, yeah.
In this movie, this was one where Laurence Olivier, of course, one of the most celebrated actors of all time, and Dustin Hoffman was a young wannabe method actor at the time, and they had this scene where Hoffman would have to come in off of from the outside to the inside, soaking wet and shivering and all this stuff. So Hoffman made himself soaking wet and ran around in circles a bunch to be out of breath, and came in and shot the scene. And was really proud of himself. And of course, famously, Olivier said, "My dear boy, have you tried acting?"
It's so good.
Like you don't have to do all of that. We're just actors.
We're here to pretend.
That is a great
anecdote.
anecdote.
It's
great. And then the next one I have is one that I think the internet really loves this movie. I will say if you sit down and watch it, it actually gets a little boring toward the end. But it's called Capricorn 1. And
Josh brought it up. I love it.
This is just a phenomenal premise. I wish the movie was a little more exciting towards the end. Elliot Gould is in this movie as a reporter who suspects that new mission to Mars maybe didn't actually go to Mars. And the backstory is NASA was going to launch the first manned mission to Mars, and then they realized, oh no, everybody's going to die.
We can't do this.
We can't do this. Let's just launch the ship anyway, and we'll film everything. We'll fake everything. And in the age of the internet that we're living in now, where nobody believes anything they see on video anymore, it's really fun to go back and watch this one when this reporter realizes, I don't think they're on Mars.
Can you imagine a young person looks at that and thinks it's a documentary?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because of course people talk about the moon landing a lot.
That's exactly right.
Whether or not this actually happened.
James Brolin.
Yes.
O.J. Simpson.
Uh-huh.
And you mentioned Elliot Gould.
Oh, it's Sam Waterston.
Sam Waterston. Oh,
Sam Waterston is the third astronaut.
Really
it is.
Now, I do kind of want to go and watch this. I never really thought about, we always talk about they faked the moon landing. But now, modern day times, people, they just did that zip around the moon, and people are on TikTok are saying, oh, look at the way that this thing floats. They clearly faked it.
Yeah.
So, look at the shadows.
Yeah.
They're the wrong way.
Yeah.
Certainly easier now than ever before to fake this thing.
The whole thing was AI.
Let's go to a pair of films where maybe the whole town is in on it. And the first one I thought of was Chinatown, which is a great Roman Polanski movie. It's a film noir. It's a detective thriller. You've got, of course, John Huston. You've got Jack Nicholson. But it's supposed to be, when you watch it, a straightforward, hey, I've got to defend this lady. But then you realize there's this whole thing with L.A., there's this whole thing with water and the highway and all kinds of things going on.
All based on real things that were happening in L.A. at the time. Yes. Forget it, Josh. It's Chinatown.
They still have water issues out there.
But what's great about the Jake Gittes character is he's so self-absorbed that he doesn't realize that he's in the middle of this giant
He's
thing
already
going on.
sucked in before
Yes,
he realizes
doesn't
it.
realize it. And then when he does, that's the line you just quoted of everybody. Like, this is too big for you.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't affect you. You can't do anything about it, kind of thing.
Nicholson had such a great career.
Yeah.
He's one of the all-time best.
All time.
I think Cuckoo's Nest and Chinatown came out pretty close to
I think
each
you're
other.
right, yeah.
I think he was absolute peak, even though he didn't come off the peak really the rest of his career.
He just kept going. I mean, he's just unbelievable actor. This is a more recent one that came out within the last 10 years. I'd be interested to know if Connor watched this and what his thoughts on it were, because this is a movie that I think has a lot of detractors as well as supporters. It's a very, very strange movie, but it's about a young man who sees conspiracies everywhere, and then in the world of this movie anyway, is kind of proven right. It's one of those things where you think, are birds real or are they all robots? Or are my neighbors up to no good or are they paid to be there? Or even the popular music that I like, was it put there on purpose for me to hear it at this time? He kind of drives himself crazy. It's called Under the Silver Lake.
I've never heard of it.
It's got Riley Keough, who is Elvis's granddaughter. It's got Andrew Garfield as your young man.
They're both good.
And it starts off as, I've got to find this woman, but then it just gets insane, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Connor, have you watched this one?
I had never seen that one.
Okay.
No.
Well, I know the internet was rather harsh on it, but I think when you're going down that rabbit hole of conspiracies and the whole idea now that everything is a conspiracy, nothing can be simple. And this movie plays into that of basically what if you're right? What if that car is passing in front of your house because it's supposed to at that time? You can drive yourself crazy with that. All right, the next two, the number one movie that everyone around the office said I had to bring up. This is a really dense movie that I think the plot doesn't make a whole bunch of sense.
Perfect for Josh and me. We're dense.
But it is so much
Super
fun
dense.
and such a great thriller. And they say it might even be a stealth sequel to The Conversation. It's Enemy of the State.
Pretty good.
yeah.
And they
Pretty
say
good.
this because Gene Hackman's character, they neither confirm nor deny if he's the same one in The Conversation, which I kind of like.
I like it too.
And Will Smith is wonderful. This is right when he was at the peak of being box office gold, and he's great in this movie, Enemy of the State. You know, if I had to ask you, what was the plot of that movie? I mean, tons of MacGuffins, right? We have a videotape, we have a guy, an assassination, like, it's really muddled.
Was
right?
it Kiefer Sutherland's Donald Sutherland? No, that's the wrong movie.
John Voight.
John Voight.
Yes.
John Voight.
There you go.
Is
the bad guy.
Is
Spoiler.
the guy that is there at the beginning, and then
They tell you right at the beginning, hey, we're going to cover this up. We're going to do this instead. I mean, they tell you all
but then the whole
conspiracy
rest of the
stuff.
movie you're meandering all over the place with chases and craziness.
A giant box office hit that I think was a movie that just, I don't know how to say this. Boomers love this movie.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see. Defend.
Okay, we'll find out.
Well, I can confirm or deny this.
It's called JFK.
Oh, yes.
And this is a movie that was like catnip to people of a certain generation.
Well, I love a good documentary.
That's one. That's the one that has Sutherland.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it also has Kevin Bacon, John Candy, an incredible performance
Candy's
from
great
John
in it.
Candy. in
Bacon's
that.
great. I mean, everybody
The cast
is great.
is unbelievable. Now, this is Oliver Stone at maybe his most unhinged, which is saying something because the man did Natural Born Killers and U-Turn. But JFK is an unbelievably well-crafted movie. The editing, the pacing, the cast is great. It is probably, by and large, a complete and total work of fiction. But
stop it.
But
You're in on it. You're in on it. That's what they do. That's what they do,
yes,
Josh.
Yes, I'm actually being paid from the
Did
Warren
it?
Commission.
Right.
I haven't seen JFK. Did it?
It's really good.
Did it
really good.
suggest?
No,
Yes,
it didn't
very
suggest
clearly.
anything.
Oh,
it
no.
told you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is saying, guess what? The government lied about all of this, and here's what actually happened, and here's why they covered up. And by the time the movie's over, you're like, yep, I buy it, but I mean, it's
That is
probably-
one magic bullet.
Yeah.
right,
So what
yeah.
do they say? What do they say happened? Two shooters,
Well, no,
CIA,
yeah, they just go through the whole conspiracy.
Castro.
Really, it's based on a thing that really did happen.
It is the magic bullet theory where they have to be two shooters, right?
Yeah.
Because they,
based on a New Orleans prosecutor, Jim Garrison, who was caught up in all the conspiracy side of it and wanted to bring somebody to justice for it. And there was a tie to New Orleans, and
that's Kevin
kind of where-
Costner, right? Is Garrison?
Costner is Garrison. And then everybody in it, well, not everybody, most of the people in it play real people.
Yeah. Does Costner
That
use
might
a
be the
funny
end of-
accent?
You've got a Jack.
terrible.
He's doing a big Southern accent.
terrible.
You've got a Jack Ruby. You've got a Lee Harvey Oswald. It's a really good movie. But
Okay.
Gary Oldman
Gary
is
Oldman.
Lee
He's
Harvey
brilliant.
Oswald.
right.
Oh,
He's
really?
brilliant
And I
as
think,
Lee
he's like
Harvey Oswald.
uncredited or
He's
like non,
great
like
in
very low
everything.
on the
He's the
billing.
best.
Truly brilliant.
Wow.
All right, I've got just 2 left for you. I'll try to go through them quickly. One of my very favorites is an early De Palma film called Blowout.
Fantastic movie.
And this is one with some striking imagery. The last scene, the last shot is just unbelievable with the American flag and Nancy Allen.
It would be something to watch this 4th of July.
It would be.
Freak
It's
you
right,
out.
because it takes place
Yeah.
over 4th of July. So it's about a sound editor played by John Travolta, who is editing like low budget slasher pictures, and he's syncing screams to go with that stuff. And he goes out into the world and gets ambient sound. He'll go get crickets chirping. He'll go get the squirrels rustling, so he can come back and use them for his movies. And he's doing that. And when he's listening back to what he's recorded, he realizes he thinks he might have recorded a gunshot. And then he sees on the news a politician was shot. He thinks he might have evidence to uncover this conspiracy, but then other people realize this, and it doesn't go well for anybody. It's really great.
And let me just say this: Travolta's really good.
Yeah.
John Lithgow
Yes,
is sinister.
this is probably my favorite Travolta
Might be
performance.
might be.
He's really, really good in this.
I'd say this or Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's
both of
true.
them probably at the top.
And I never even think of Pulp Fiction because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, he's wonderful in that too. Okay, so
Go
let's.
ahead.
Oh no, let's just finish this out. We've done a lot of conspiracy theories of fake things, and I kind of hate to end on a downer note because this is a real conspiracy that happened, but it's an incredible film which won a couple of Oscars, and it's called Spotlight, and it's about
it's
how
good.
Oh, my
the Catholic
Good
Church.
movie.
Had a multiple year conspiracy to cover up child sexual abuse, and this is about the Boston reporters who uncovered this conspiracy and held these people accountable. I believe it won Best Picture at the Academy Awards. So when you're talking about conspiracy movies, you gotta at least have one real one in there, and I'm going to go with Spotlight.
I know we're out of time. Can I run through a handful real quick? Just give me a yay or nay. The Game, Michael Douglas.
Yes. Great one.
Okay.
Yay.
How about this? The original, Gaslight.
Oh yeah.
I never
wow.
saw it. Yeah, I never saw it.
Gaslight's great.
Yeah. Another Kennedy one, Executive Action with Burt Lancaster and Robert Ryan.
I've not seen that.
Maybe No Way Out with Costner.
No Way Out's great.
Somebody mentioned
Out's
on the
awesome.
text line No Way Out.
Yeah, No Way Out's great. Oh,
All of
It's
the
not
Bourne
really
movies.
a conspiracy,
well,
though.
yeah, not. It's more
If
of
there's
a.
no
Well,
conspiracy.
Yeah, the Russians have him infiltrated in
No,
a
no,
Pentagon.
no,
I mean, I would-
no,
don't- that
that's
wouldn't
too
say
spoilery.
anything.
Because the rest of the movie
It's
is
a 40-year-old movie. Relax.
the movie's not about a conspiracy. It's just about him doing,
It's
trying to get out. And
it's
then
a
at the
good-
very end, okay.
Like at the very
at the
end,
very
like-
last scene,
yes.
I guess it was a conspiracy.
All of the Bourne movies, every single one of them.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then Josh brought this up, and I agree. Wag the Dog.
Yeah, Wag the Dog. Absolutely, it's great.
And then Max, thank you so much every time for coming in.
Of course.
I want to see Blowout now with John Travolta. You can watch it for free on Prime Video if
Nice.
you subscribe to it
Yeah.
ahead of time. So that's where you can watch that tonight. Max on Movies, thank you so much.
All right, thank you guys.
Alex Stone waiting in the wings. We'll get to him in just a second. But first, Captain Paul has got to look at the roads for us.
Josh, there's an accident on 170 north of 70, blocking the 3 right lanes with stop-and-go traffic back to Natural Bridge. Estimated clearance time is 4:15. 64 west is busy around Clarkson. 64 east is crowded from Illinois 111 to 157, and 5570 west is slow approaching Illinois 111. This traffic report is brought to you by the St. Louis Battlehawks. The road to the United Bowl starts here. Your St. Louis Battlehawks have clinched the playoffs and earned dome field advantage. Playoff football is coming back to St. Louis next Sunday, June 7th at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at uflbattlehawks.com. United we battle. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Dan Lang with Carter Pet Hospital, inviting you to join me every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. with the Animal Advice Show. We'll talk about everything regarding dogs, cats, and other domestic animals. We'll discuss nutrition, training, regular checkups, invite special guests, and of course, answer your questions. Join us every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. for the Animal Advice Show on the Big 550 KTRS, the Animal Talk of St. Louis.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
This is Mariah, third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Okay, you've decided you want to get away, you want to travel, you want to see the world. Let Altair Travel and Cruises handle all the details. You handle all the fun. You don't know where to stay. You don't have to worry about transfers. What about your luggage? What about a tour guide? You don't want a tour guide. Lewis and Clark had a tour guide. You're in a different country. You want to go see the Sistine Chapel. You're going to need a tour guide. Let Altair Travel handle all those details. You handle all the fun. 314-968-9600. Altair Travel or altairtravel.com.
I'm Bob Hardcastle. Listen to my Money Talk radio program every Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. on the Big 550, where we discuss your money in an easy-to-understand manner. We have interesting guests, chat about money. We try to help you feel more comfortable with your money by talking about the investment market. Join me. I'm Bob Hardcastle.
Money Talk, Sunday morning at 8 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. Summer in St. Louis means your air conditioner basically clocks in with a full-time job. And if your AC is 15, 20, or maybe even 25 years old, it could be working a whole lot harder and costing you a whole lot more than it should. A newer, high-efficiency system from Premier Heating and Cooling can cut cooling costs dramatically compared to older units. In some homes, upgrading from a 20-year-old air conditioner to a modern, high-efficiency system can reduce energy use by 20 to 40%. And even a professional clean and check tune-up can improve efficiency, airflow, and help your system keep up during brutal heat waves. Add in a smart thermostat, and the Department of Energy says homeowners can save another 10% a year on heating and cooling costs. So before your old AC taps out during the hottest week of the summer, call the highly trained team at Premier Heating and Cooling. Financing options available. 636-916-1122. PremierHeatingCooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
A little behind, but we've got Alex Stone on the line. California still counting the votes from Tuesday, and this is to decide the governor. This is to decide the mayor of L.A. These are highly publicized races here, Alex. And what's the latest out of Southern California?
They're counting, and it's going to be a while. And today, the president making a lot of claims about California that he says Democrats are intentionally trying to slow down the vote, that they're trying to steal the vote. But by the way, in the governor's race, the person in first place is a Republican right now. Fox News host Steve Hilton leading the vote count in the mayor's race. A registered Republican Spencer Pratt is in the top two at this point to advance to November. But the votes are still being counted. The president saying it's so bad that the U.S. attorney is going to launch an investigation into Democrats stealing the vote, which is something the DOJ is not confirming, although now they probably will do an investigation because the president is saying that there will be one. But this is the president a few moments ago in the Oval Office.
We just don't want cheating in our elections. And you see it happening in California.
Those numbers are coming down rapidly. They found a lot of mail-in ballots last night, shockingly.
Now, they did not find a bunch of mail-in ballots last night, shockingly. They were arriving legally via the U.S. mail, and that's the way it works here in California. Every voter is sent a ballot via the mail, and when they send it back in, up to 7 days, they can come in. If you mailed it on Tuesday, it's going to be a while before it comes in, and that's the main reason why things are slow here, and they always are. But in a presidential race, people don't pay attention to California because it always goes blue, and they know where it's going to go. But now that all eyes are on California, everybody is surprised at how slow it is. That 7 days for the ballots to come back, 13 days for the votes to be counted, 30 for them to be certified. It's the way it works, and it's going to be a while. The other thing is the president saying, well, now that the numbers are coming down, he's talking about Republican numbers. Going into this, that has been known. The Republicans voted early in this race because they had fewer choices, as is typical in California, and they were incentivized to vote early. So the early votes that were mailed back in and counted first looked really good for Republicans. And Democrats, there were 62 candidates for governor on the ballot. Most of those were Democrats. The Democrats waited to figure out who was going to be at the top. They were told by the party to wait, and they mailed in their ballots right up until the end. So the ones that are arriving now do, for the most part, favor Democrats as they are coming in. So Democrats may see their numbers come up a little bit. But again, nothing illegal about that, nothing crazy going on. That's just the way it works.
Well, just the way it works is fine, but would it be fair for someone to say, is this really the best way to do it?
I mean, that's fair, and the state can figure that out. The state has decided access to voting and everybody getting a ballot and getting numbers up for people taking part is more important than speed. And so the state is very aware. In fact, they just brought down the time to count all of the ballots was at 30 days. That is now at 13 days. So there is an attempt to speed it up. But for the state of California, everybody here is kind of like, yeah, I mean, this is how it goes. In fact, Steve Hilton even saying this is how it goes.
As I say, nothing final yet. We're going to wait for the final results. But so far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of like, well, we'll find out who the top two are. You know, really, why does it matter? We've got until November, and then we'll move on at that point.
All right. Well, we always look out to California when things like this happen, and so we'll just kind of wait for you guys to finish up. Alex Stone, thanks so much for joining us and giving us an update.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Dan Lang with Carter Pet Hospital, inviting you to join me every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. with the Animal Advice Show. We'll talk about everything regarding dogs, cats, and other domestic animals. We'll discuss nutrition, training, regular checkups, invite special guests, and of course, answer your questions. Join us every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. for the Animal Advice Show on the Big 550 KTRS, the Animal Talk of St. Louis.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. President Trump announced a $700 million plan intended to boost the nation's coal industry.
We will protect 14 coal plants and 42 coal mines. It's a tremendous number. And build 2 new coal plants and 1 massive new export terminal because we're exporting coal.
The 2 plants set to be built in Alaska and West Virginia would be the nation's first since 2013. The president says he will nominate acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to the permanent position. And today in Ohio, Blanche told reporters,
obviously, I'm honored and humbled that the president indicated he was going to nominate me today. I was with him last night at the dinner when he said that.
It's not clear if Blanche has the support in the Senate. The House Oversight Committee released the transcript of its interview with former Attorney General Pam Bondi, who blamed Blanche for the controversial handling of the release of the Justice Department's files related to Jeffrey Epstein. Votes are still being counted in California's primary, and President Trump suggests Democrats are trying to steal the vote. ABC's Alex Stone has more from Los Angeles.
He says a U.S. attorney will investigate. The president saying
They found a lot of mail-in ballots last night, shockingly.
But California did not just find a lot of mail-in ballots. They are ballots that are legally arriving that were mailed in. It was known for a while Republicans voted in greater numbers earlier, and the earlier results would favor Republicans. Democrats voted later, and so it's expected as more ballots arrive via the mail that Democrats will likely see gains in the coming days.
A Colorado appeals court reversed homicide convictions against two paramedics who injected Elijah McClain with ketamine while he was pinned down by Aurora police in 2019. The court ordered new trials, citing faulty jury instructions. The NBA banned two people from its arenas for life after one ran onto the court of Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night in San Antonio and attempted to take a selfie. You're listening to ABC News.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has two locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, two great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these three I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, two locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Dan Lang with Carter Pet Hospital, inviting you to join me every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. with the Animal Advice Show. We'll talk about everything regarding dogs, cats, and other domestic animals. We'll discuss nutrition, training, regular checkups, invite special guests, and, of course, answer your questions. Join us every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. for the Animal Advice Show on the Big 550 KTRS, the Animal Talk of St. Louis.
85 degrees at 4:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. This afternoon, USA Track and Field and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee announced that St. Louis will host the 2028 U.S. Olympic Marathon Team Trials. 6 athletes, 3 men and 3 women, will earn spots on Team USA for the Olympic Games in Los Angeles that year. Yesterday, St. Louis City released survey results reflecting what residents think about how the city should spend the $230 million from the Rams Settlement Fund. The plan allocates $110 million for tornado recovery, $65 million for citywide infrastructure, and $55 million for downtown revitalization. Board President Megan Green says those allocations aren't enough, but they do open up other opportunities.
Much of this money is structured in a way to help us leverage matching funds.
In the public survey, tornado recovery came in first, followed by water infrastructure and then citywide public infrastructure. City residents want to see the Tornado Recovery Fund increased to $150 million. Republicans could net about 10 additional U.S. House seats in the November elections if redrawn voting districts perform as they were intended. The question is whether that's enough for the GOP to hold on to a majority in the chamber, where Democrats need to gain only a few seats to take control. Missouri Republican Governor Mike Kehoe signed a revised House map into law last September that could help Republicans win an additional seat by reshaping a Democratic-held district based in Kansas City. Republican Secretary of State Denny Hoskins has until August 4th, the date of Missouri's primaries, to decide whether to reject an initiative petition seeking a statewide vote on the map. A plan to increase the water rates in St. Louis City is moving forward.
Yesterday, the St. Louis Public Infrastructure and Utilities Committee advanced a proposal for rate hikes. The proposal calls for an 18% increase this year and another 18% increase next year, along with smaller increases through 2032. The St. Louis Water Division says the rate increases are necessary to maintain and repair the city's aging water system. The measure now moves to the full Board of Aldermen. Jill Enters, KTRS News.
A new study by Advanced Fund Network of local business leaders has named the towns where they rely on verbal agreements and trust as much as contracts and legal paperwork when it comes to business deals. 3 towns in Missouri have been identified as so-called handshake economies: Lebanon, Hannibal, and Cape Girardeau. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Arch Apparel is being ordered to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to Ballpark Village for closing its store last year. A St. Louis judge awarded over $300,000 in lease damages and other fees in a lawsuit filed over the store's closure back in November. Now the markets, which are brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 875 points at 51,562. NASDAQ down 23 at 26,830. And the S&P 500 up 30 at 7,581. Now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, let's go to Paul.
Steve, we are still a few months away from St. Louis City SC resuming their journey through the U.S. Open Cup, but several players have recently received honors from the tournament. Marcel Hartle, Dante Palvara, Edward Leuven, and Timo Baumgartel were named to the team of the round in the Open Cup quarterfinals. And the Cardinals are off today before welcoming the Reds to town tomorrow. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. An accident on 170 north of 70 is blocking the 3 right lanes with stop-and-go traffic back to Natural Bridge. Estimated clearance time is 4:15. 6455 East is heavy between the Poplar Street Bridge and 64. 64 East bogs down at 170. 64 West is busy around Clarkson, and 64 East is crowded from Illinois 111 to 157. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We're looking for partly sunny skies for the rest of the day, partly cloudy tonight with a low in the upper 60s. There's a 20% chance for rain beginning tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's high near 90. At 8 minutes past 4 o'clock, partly cloudy, 85 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines on a Thursday, June 4th, 2026. As if the Brentwood Promenade parking lot couldn't get worse than it already is, a sinkhole has opened up outside of the Micro Center. Did you see this?
What's the Micro Center?
That's the computer shop. It's kind of down by the Dobbs.
It's down by the Dobbs.
Oh.
There's a Five Below over there.
Gotcha.
A sinkhole less than a parking space wide was covered with a metal plate by Thursday and blocked off with orange mesh fencing. Shoppers, though, appeared to pay no attention to the area as they walked to and from their cars, shopping in the Brentwood Promenade, which holds the Target, and there's a pet store, a World Market.
Has a whole new meaning for shop till you drop.
Careful, everybody. The Inventory manager at the Micro Center said, though, people in general just hate our parking lot. That's the stereotype of this parking lot, so it's just one more thing, and nobody's really paying
Which is
any
a
mind
shame
to
because
it.
Micro Center's a really, really great store. There's not that many of them in the country. We got one.
I've gone in a couple times.
Yeah, it's probably beyond you. But if you want like computer parts or like, they have a lot of it.
Definitely beyond me. Let's see here. The owner of the Brentwood Promenade, a Pennsylvania-based real estate firm, says that they are aware of the situation and there was a leak in one of the storm drain pipes that allowed rainwater to erode away the dirt and gravel underneath that area of the parking lot. Nothing really more to be concerned with.
Because it all goes, I guess, back before we people messed it all up. There was a big creek that goes through there behind the Galleria, right?
Is that right?
And
Yeah,
then-
there is, and you can if you're leaving from one of the exits, there's a little bridge that goes over what's left of it still.
Yeah, and then it goes over, over to where Target is and all that. Remember,
Yeah.
they put that in instead of extending 170, and that creek then comes out that way. So, but it carries a lot of water in rain in storms.
Water has to go somewhere. Last April, a sinkhole estimated to be 20 feet deep showed up on 17th Street in Cass. A 30-foot-long sinkhole opened up on 14th Street and Park Avenue, just south of downtown. And in 2024, a Jeep got stuck in a sinkhole in the Hyde Park neighborhood.
That's not a good commercial for a Jeep.
Not to mention the giant sinkhole that opened up in the Alton soccer field. Remember
That one was crazy.
So they call us Mound City. They should call us Sinkhole Town.
Well, we already mentioned all the creeks that have been built over, and then you got the caves in downtown St. Louis. Who knows? It's honeycombed.
Yeah. Take your chances.
In what authorities are calling an astonishing testament of human survival, a Mount Everest Sherpa was found alive on Thursday after he went missing for 6 days on the world's tallest mountain. The Sherpa, identified as 52-year-old, and get this, Hillary Dawa Sherpa. Hillary.
Mount Hillary, the guy who climbed Everest the first time, right?
Well, yes. Discovered by a garbage...
Sir Edmund Hillary.
Hillary Dawa Sherpa was discovered by a garbage collection team that was spotted the guide as he was sliding and crawling down an ice fall just above the Everett base camp.
Oh, my gosh.
Everest base camp. The guy survived the ordeal alone for nearly a week without food, water, or supplemental oxygen. Nothing short of a miracle, they say. He was suffering from exhaustion and severe frostbite on his hands, rescued by a helicopter. He went missing on Friday, got separated from his client, a climber, and they got separated at 24,600 feet, and which is getting close to the Everest, quote, death zone. So his client got back, but somehow he got separated, and he's very fortunate, and it's a mountain miracle.
I know Jill recently climbed Kilimanjaro. I'm just not interested, I don't need to scale Everest and say I was there. And they were found by the trash patrol.
Yeah.
Right? We've heard all these stories about the trash that everybody leaves behind on Everest.
Yeah, they had a trash patrol that also repaired like those aluminum Home Depot ladders that go over 2,000 foot crevasses.
I remember watching something and I'm like, is that an extension ladder?
Yeah. Well, they got it on sale. No wonder they're using it.
All right, well, that'll do it for headlines. Coming up next, Big D, Darren is in the house, and we're going to, hey, you know what? Darren loves the yard sale. Maybe if you've got something you want to sell Darren, give us a call now, 314-931-5877. Otherwise, we'll just yuck it up with Darren. Big D Woodford from HW Kia and Rich's Famous Burgers. We'll be back right after this.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Save money on your next oil change at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or high mileage motor oil for just $35.95. Power your drive with Mobil 1. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Okay, you've decided you want to get away. You want to travel. You want to see the world. Let Altair Travel and Cruises handle all the details. You handle all the fun. You don't know where to stay. You don't have to worry about transfers. What about your luggage? What about a tour guide? You don't want a tour guide. Lewis and Clark had a tour guide. You're in a different country. You want to go see the Sistine Chapel. You're going to need a tour guide. Let Altair Travel handle all those details. You handle all the fun. 314-968-9600. Altair Travel or altairtravel.com.
Something is happening in St. Louis. People are driving past other Kia dealers and heading straight to HW Kia. Why? Payments. Lease a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. That's right. A new K4 just $189 a month on a 24-month lease. That payment is skimpier than summer swimwear. Plus, HW Kia needs your trade like St. Louis needs air conditioning. Get up to $3,000 over book value for your trade. Running or not, pretty or not, paid off or not. HW Kia wants it. If your credit's a little sunburned, don't panic. HW Kia wants to work with you. So keep driving past those other dealers and get to HW Kia during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see you in an HW Kia. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, $36.95 lease. Discount includes $850 in lease cash, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus 95 license and accuracy. Expires 6/30/26.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett. I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to help you choose a tree care contractor. Here's how it's done, so pay close attention. First, call everyone you know who has ever done any type of outdoor work, including that cousin that used to sleep on your couch. Leave them all messages and wait around to see if they call back. Here's a hint, they won't. Now, post to all your social media that you are looking for recommendations for a good tree service. Now beware, because there will be hundreds of different recommendations. So you need to carefully go through each one, checking that they have the proper insurance, background checks, and even the slightest idea of what they're doing. Schedule a bunch of appointments, and when nobody shows up, get really frustrated and put the whole project off for another year. Or you could just call Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475, or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
All right, back on the show. Darren is in the house. And Darren, do you like yacht rock?
It's okay.
Yeah, what was that? What?
That was Baby Come Back.
Baby Come Back.
It's all right.
Yeah. Oh, it's all
I'm
right.
feeling lonely and depressed, and
What?
Baby
No.
Come Back. I don't know. It's
Baby
okay.
Come Back.
It's okay.
Darren's here. He obviously is with HW Kia, and he is also Rich's Famous Burgers. And how many locations do you have now?
6.
6 locations. Always looking to expand even more. And you're always looking to buy something weird and wild.
Yes.
And I told the guys today, I said we had joked about doing the yard sale in the afternoon when Darren was in here.
We thought it was a joke, but apparently it wasn't.
Right.
And Darren loves the yard sale.
I do.
He'll text me on a Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m.
Like, how much for that can of worms?
Yeah. And then he even said we should do yard sale after dark,
Yes.
and have a nighttime yard sale. And get a little weird and wild with it.
Wow.
But
and you said you couldn't because it was a family.
I can't. I can only get the station 6 days a week.
3 hours a day is all they get. Yeah.
And Darren is known to buy random things.
Yeah, a lot of things that probably aren't smart. When you have to store something, you never look at it again. It's not really smart, is it?
No.
It's the thrill of buying.
Is it?
It's getting the deal. Now, I've gotten better, not just the deal, then it's trying to resell the deal. And that's where it gets complicated. I'm not good at that part.
Yeah, you like the thrill.
I love the buy. I love the art, or the getting the deal that feels good, right?
Yeah.
I've got 3 storage units with junk in it. Not really junk
No,
stuff.
we don't use the
No,
J
not
word.
Junk, yeah.
We don't use the J
It's
word.
stuff that I need to sell.
Okay. Well, why don't you call the yard sale? You listen.
I do. I mean, to sell something.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell it. I mean, that's a lot of work. I got to come over and look
You
at it.
gotta open the door and-
Negotiate for this $19 item. No, I'll keep it.
All right. Well, but Darren has also said that at his 6 stores,
Yes.
Rich's Famous Burgers, he needs to decorate.
I do.
So if anybody's got any great decorations out there, we mentioned the alligator with the sunglasses.
Cool stuff like that,
Cool stuff.
I like that.
I saw somebody on the yard sale had a carousel horse. And they sent me a picture of it. I sent it to Darren, and he's like, nah, it's not really what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But it's the same vibe.
Same idea, yeah.
Same idea.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So if you've got something weird and wild that you think would go great in one of Darren's burger joints.
Yeah, or outside.
Or
Nostalgic
outside.
signs. Autographs.
Remember when Joe Edwards bought up all those Towered T hippos and stuff?
They wound up in his deal, remember?
Yeah, and now that deal's over.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe Darren wants to buy a hippo from a putt-putt place.
Yeah, we talked to them, and the daughter's in charge this time, not Joe, for some reason, of selling the stuff. So I haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, I see.
How about my? Let's start it right now.
The Coca-Cola machine.
No, I think I'm going to keep that, but I think
That's
I'm going
what happens to most
I
of us.
think
We
I'm going to
keep
sell the
that.
pinball machine.
Are you?
The pinball machine.
The kids are grown.
Yeah,
no
I know.
one's home. What am I going to go down in the basement by myself and play
Is
the
yours
pinball?
a baseball?
Yeah.
With the
flap.
Oh, that's a nice. I like
Oh,
it.
those are Jamestown
Those are cool.
Sports Complex
Those are
used
cool,
to have one
yeah.
of those.
In fact, this one, you can load it with baseball cards, and when you win, baseball
that's
cards
kinda
come
neat.
out.
Does it make this?
I think it does.
Yeah, probably something like that.
And it's got like 4 pitches.
Yeah.
Fastball, curve,
curveball, slider, or something.
Yeah.
I loved
And
that
then the
game.
bat. Hit the bat.
And the bat.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a great one.
It wasn't the paddle; it was a bat.
It was a bat,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
That was a cool.
No, it was
game.
cool. I've
That was
got
a
my
cool game.
first pinball machine. My mom bought it at Aladdin's Castle. That was in Jamestown
Yeah.
Mall.
Aladdin's
And they used to
Castle.
sell their pinball machines. So I think when I was about 10 years old, maybe less, 9, 10, she bought me one for Christmas. I still have it.
What do you think my pinball machine's worth?
Oh, God. Geez, I'd have to go on the internet. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Throw an offer at him, Darren.
9,000?
Yes.
No.
That's how the yard sale works, folks.
Witness.
That's how it works.
Oh my God.
9,000. I mean, I didn't finish, though. 9,000 gift cards from Riches. That's still not a bad deal. It's not a fish, Bob.
It's really not a bad deal.
Right.
I think I'm going to last that long
Yeah.
for that many meals.
I'll buy it from you for $400 and sell it to Darren. I'm gonna flip it to Darren for
But it needs some
$9,000.
repair, right?
just like a new spring for one of the pitches, it's fine.
It's not. See, the hard part is finding someone to do that work.
Yeah.
You got to have a guy, and those guys are extinct. They're getting hard to find.
Because they don't make pinball machines.
One of my flippers is out, and you got to find a guy that wants to drive out and try to, because you can't take it in.
Yeah,
it's heavy.
Yeah, oh, just bring it on down.
You remember as a kid, the TV repairman. My uncle was a TV repairman. He'd drive up in his van, fix your TV. Yeah.
There's still a shop that does that.
Yeah, right. See?
Yeah, over here. I told you I brought my TV to it.
You brought your
TV repair guy.
Yeah, to the TV repair guy.
When they would come to your house, they'd have the big black valises, almost like a work box.
Yeah.
And it would open up
like
from
that.
the middle, and you have all these different tubes that fit all the different TVs.
Oh, my gosh.
It was pretty cool, really.
Yeah.
I need somebody to explain how this worked. Back in the day when the TV was kind of fuzzing out on you, you just walked up to it and you banged it as hard as you could.
You were probably putting those things back in their spots or whatever. Still works.
But it always worked.
Yeah.
You hit it as hard as you could and it fixed it. Try doing that with your flat screen TV.
Yeah.
All right, 314-931-5877.
We've done a lot of promotions for this, right? You started like an hour ago.
Oh, we started days ago. Yeah, we're running promos.
I bet you did.
314-931-KTRS.
But on a serious note, Josh,
Yes,
not to cut
sir.
you off, if anybody's got an old car, and I don't mean a fancy car, I mean just if you've got an 02 Toyota Camry you want to get rid of, I'd buy those all day long. Or anything like that.
We haven't even talked about the dealership
So, I mean,
yet.
if you're interested in just selling your car, just call me or text me or bring it by. We will buy it. We will write you a check on the spot for that. It doesn't matter if it runs and doesn't run. We take it all. I mean,
Really?
a car doesn't run, you're not going to get much, right? But if you just want to get rid of it, we can do that.
You put cash in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is.
Everybody's happy.
Let me ask you, when it comes to used cars.
Yep.
What is something that you would buy in a heartbeat? You know, is it like a 2015
Anything,
truck?
yeah, I mean,
is it a something? What's the price range that you could get rid of easy?
$15,000 cars, you could just sell them every second of the day.
Every second of the day.
Yeah. The lady that I went to look at, I was in St. Roberts, Fort Leonard, looking at that yesterday, that building. She was driving this is so crazy. I tried to trade her out of it. An 02 Camry. It had 510,000 miles on it.
Stop it.
And she was telling me that she does testimonials for the dealership. She's had it since it was new. It was absolutely perfect. And then I realized, I know why you've not rented your building in 6 years. You are very particular with everything. But an 02 at 500, you don't see that anymore.
500,000 miles.
She just maintains it. So I text her every night I go home and go, I hope you get home safe in your car.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. You can text us 84126 as well on the HW Kia text line.
Ooh,
how about that? For now. And would you buy a 500,000 mile car?
I'd buy hers.
You'd buy her?
I mean, if I was a Toyota dealer, I would pay $10,000 for that car to put in my showroom and say,
put it on the spinning thing.
Right, and say, look, this is an example. If you maintain your car, this could be you.
Oh, my gosh.
That's our product. That's what we make.
24 years later and still
500,000 miles,
strong.
and it looked perfect.
500,000.
She goes, I went through 2 touch-up tubes. She was telling me all this. She's crazy with, maintenance.
We were talking about Married with Children the other day. Remember that show?
Yeah, I never watched it.
I didn't either. I hated it, actually.
I didn't like it either.
But Al would drive this Dodge, this old Dodge
I know
around.
that, yeah.
And one of the plots was they found out he was about to hit 1,000,000 miles on this old Dodge. And Dodge was going to pay him $1 million, and it was going to be a whole thing. And then I think Peg took it out and drove it to go get more bonbons. And she went over the 1,000,000-mile mark.
Oh, so it lost it.
And so they missed it.
I stopped watching. This is a true story. I stopped watching TV when All in the Family, all of those shows.
Yes.
In the 70s, early 80s. I haven't watched a lot of, I don't know the new sitcoms. Like, I never watched Friends. I just was working, and I never really got into that,
Yeah.
I was into the old Archie Bunker and all the Jeffersons.
Well, you were a kid then, and now you're a working man.
And I don't do it as much.
And the rest of us just go home and sit and zombie out in front of the TV and don't make any money.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you one series, though.
Right.
When you said, what was the one you said was really good, you told me? Was Kevin Costner, was that? Did you tell me about that?
Oh, the Yellowstone.
Is that good?
Oh, Yellowstone's really
I've
good.
never seen one episode of any of it.
All right, so Darren's attention span The shortest attention span.
Could be.
So let's get him like a 30-minute sitcom comedy. What do you think he'd like? Modern Family?
Well, Seinfeld's number one all time.
You
I
think
never
he'd like
watched that
Seinfeld?
either.
Never seen it.
Never seen it. I've never watched a full episode of Seinfeld. I told you before, after the Archie, all those old shows, I kind of didn't really watch any
then
TV.
you were working.
Yeah, I did not watch much TV.
Darren's
and now
a
it's gotten
family
so
man.
hard.
I think Modern Family. Let's get him to
That's a
watch a
good
couple
show.
episodes of
That's a
Modern
good
Family.
show.
I'm just trying to think of one.
What
I
about
don't
that
think
Charlie
there is one.
Sheen thing that everybody loved, 2.5 Men?
Never watched that.
The Raymond Show?
Yeah.
No?
No.
Captain Paul Kopsky, what do you think Darren would like as far as 30-minute sitcom, half-hour sitcom show?
How about 2.5 Men?
2.5 Men. All right, we'll recommend that to him. And then in the meantime, give us a call, 314-931-KTRS. Captain Paul, how are the roads looking?
Josh, an accident on 170 north of 70 is blocking the 3 right lanes with stop-and-go traffic back to Natural Bridge. 64 east is slow from 14th Street to the Poplar Street Bridge. 6455 east is heavy between the Poplar Street Bridge and 64. 270 south crowded from north of Olive to Ladue Road and from 64 to Manchester. In Illinois, 64 west is jammed from 255 to Black Lane, and 64 east is crowded from Illinois 111 to 157. This traffic report is brought to you by the St. Louis Battlehawks. The road to the United Bowl starts here. Your St. Louis Battlehawks have clinched the playoffs and earned dome field advantage. Playoff football is coming back to St. Louis this Sunday, June 7th at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at uflbattlehawks.com. United We Battle. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Since 1974, Permajack of St. Louis has been helping residential and commercial owners protect their biggest investment. From successfully solving foundation structural problems to making sure basements remain dry, Permajack has performed tens of thousands of projects on both sides of the river, utilizing state-of-the-art technology, techniques, and equipment. Permajack of St. Louis has done it with honesty and integrity, never recommending anything outside of what you really need. For many repairs, Permajack provides a transferable life of structure warranty, all while Permajack of St. Louis has earned a BBB A+ rating and accreditation. For foundation settlement, bowed or buckling walls, cracks in your foundation, walls or bricks, or basement waterproofing, choose the hometown family-owned team at Permajack of St. Louis. Schedule your free inspection and estimate at permajackofstlewis.com. That's permajackofstlewis.com. Permajack. Solid as rock.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Hardcastle, host of Money Talk. Join me and all of our Money Talkers for our June 2027 French Riviera Money Talk vacation. 9 days, unpack one time, balmy beaches, coastal resorts, chic boutiques, captivating museums, and much more. And if you book early, under $5,000 for brochure and information, call our Delta office, 636-532-0484. The French Riviera, I'm Bob Hardcastle.
You know, I constantly talk about how happy I am that I've lost 22 pounds now with Premier U, but they do so many other things, and it's not just for the ladies. Premier U has 2 sides of their business. One is to help the ladies' health, and then there's the other, the alpha side, to help men. And we talk a lot about hormone optimization. That's not just for the ladies. They can help guys with testosterone optimization, and the benefits of testosterone optimization treatments includes increased energy, better focus, concentration, decreased weight, and belly fat. How does that sound? And improved muscle mass. So whether you're a man or a woman, Premier U can get you back to feeling better than ever. It certainly worked for me. It's worked for Marcia. It's worked for my sister. And I'm pretty darn sure it will work for you. Premier U has 2 easy locations on both sides of the river, Swansea, Illinois, and South County. You can give them a call and set up that initial consultation, 618-750-LIFE, or go online to premierumed.com. That's Premier, the letter U, med.com.
You know, over the years, Lordo's has become part of the family for many, many St. Louis families. For 80 years, they've been helping St. Louis families with all of the jewelry needs, whether it's the diamond ring, a diamond ring, maybe something for St. Patrick's Day, something for an anniversary, Valentine's Day. Throughout the years and throughout the calendar, it's Lordo's as your go-to. Whether it's men or women, you want to repurpose something or buy something new, Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. You see, it's a family business. The family's been running it for years, and they learned it from their father, who learned it from their father. And so that family jeweler, it's where generations of St. Louisans go. Grandparents have gone there. Your grandkids will go there. Right there in Ladue on Clayton Road, across the street from a Norman Rockwell-esque firehouse, is Lordo's Diamonds. Go in, make a friend, and make them your family jeweler, because you can thank me later. 314-432-8008 or online, lordosdiamonds.com.
Hi, it's Frank Cusimano inviting you to join me for the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. We're going to interview some of the biggest names in sports and have our opening monologue. That's the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
Carney, Buck.
Friday on the show, we shower you with gifts, really.
We're going to play Know the Show, and you will have an opportunity to win Battlehawks tickets.
Somebody has to do it. Also, we'll go to the movies. Tom O'Keefe kind of guides us through it.
It's a Friday on the Carney and Buck Show. We'll see you here at noon.
John Carney, Julie Buck. Weekdays at noon on KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
Well, Josh, on the break, we bought a 67 Camaro, a Barracuda, and a small plane. So this is going well.
A live Barracuda.
And a lawnmower.
And a lawnmower.
Yeah.
This yard sale at night's working.
Yeah, no guns, knives, weapons, or ammunition of any kind.
Or wives.
Darren's here. He's got his wallet out.
Yep.
We're not playing any games today, but he's looking to stock up on stuff for the restaurants. All down 44, and you're looking to expand to 55?
That's our goal, is to go there next. We're trying to hit Fort Leonard Wood now. So after Fort Leonard, we may jump across the highway and head down 55 into Farmington and then head down that way and see what we can do.
You ever think about going north? Like up to Hannibal?
No, I haven't thought about it, but we just we're kind of stuck in our way. But I think Fort Leonard will be the test if we can hang with the big boys. Because when you go there, there's pretty much everything. There's a Freddy's. There's a, what's the other? Culver's. Right
McDonald's,
next. It's all
everything.
there. Buffalo Wild Wings. Ruby Tuesday would be next door to us. So there's every type of food. Buffalo Wild Wings, Cracker Barrel's there. There's a couple diners. So this will
be a challenge.
This will put us either on the map or off.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're going to see what we can do.
All right. Well, you need decorations for the place, so you text us 84126. Tell us the weird, wild, and wacky that you have, and Darren might actually just buy it from you. 84126. How is the restaurant business going? You were telling us that you have tried to start batching up some of your sauces and everything. But when you go to, in theory, you make a batch of something and you want to make 3 times that, well, you just triple the ingredients. In theory, it makes sense.
It does. And we're trying to do it now. Go ahead.
But when you do that, you say it just doesn't turn out right.
For some reason, we just tried it. We just got back today from trying, and the sauces don't taste the same. So we're trying to figure out if it's the oven temperature being on longer, the burn. They're trying to figure out why. But these co-packers do it all the time for places. But and then when we left, he goes, it's never going to be exactly. Because when we're making it, we think we put, 3 ounces of this. We may do it by the item, maybe 3.5 ounces. So sometimes our ingredients that we wrote down is not what we're doing every time either. So it's going to be different. So it's a learning curve. We're trying to get it right. We're going to go back next week and try again. Because we're not going to compromise. That's all we have is a few good sauces. We don't want to screw that up.
And it's interesting as you have expanded, I've seen other restaurants really have challenges with quality control. Hey, I've got a great restaurant. Let's make a second one. Now a third one. Now a fourth. And sometimes quality control becomes a problem. But you guys have figured it out so far.
Yeah. The farther you get from home, though, it becomes harder, too, because we have some core people that float to all the restaurants. Well, they can't float from here to Farmington, so that's going to be a challenge for us. But you're right, everything is made in-house, so we feel like we've got the key people that's doing that simple things. So, but if we could get this done where we could batch it and they would just deliver it to us in big bulk, it would be consistently everywhere. It's just getting that part done, which...
consistent's good, but it's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
But that's how you start to franchise, baby.
Yeah, I know. And that's what we're looking at is how do we make this simpler?
Yeah.
But I don't want to do it and just not be, because we don't have the glitz and the glamour, cool places. You don't eat because it's cool inside. You eat because the food's decent.
Yeah.
Bob can tell you there's not a real wow factor at any of them when you get there. But if the food's good, you go back. So we can't lose that. If we lose that, we got nothing.
The closest wow factor is Cuba.
I mean, like you go to Cracker Barrel and you're mesmerized by this gift shop, your kids look around, but the food, I'm not making fun of it, but it's very average at best, the breakfast. It just is. I eat there a lot in Sullivan because we like to compare it. It's just not the same. But they have they present it well. It's a country, this, that, but it's not.
All the rocking chairs up front.
It's cool, but the food's not as good as you would think.
Well,
But you're mesmerized by everything else.
Maybe you need to bring in some of those peg games.
Yeah, those are good with the missing thing.
Yeah, or the giant the rug that you can play checkers on top of.
So we've got to keep the few things we do well. We've got to make sure we don't lose that because that's.
And I tell you this before, the wing sauce is so good.
We tried their wing sauce. We took ours there. It wasn't the same.
They couldn't make it.
They couldn't make it. Because they make it in 5-gallon batches.
And it's just different.
The way it burns off or does something, it didn't taste like our sauce.
Interesting.
You like the wings and the wing sauce. I've not tried them.
Oh, I love it.
Please try it.
Really?
I love it.
Everybody. Because he made a batch, and then my brother brought with us in a cooler all of our stuff to compare. And he goes, oh, God, I like yours better. I go, but that is ours you made. He goes, yeah, but I like what you brought better.
Wow.
For some reason, and he's going to try. What he wants to do is my brother to come up there and cook and
with
watch and see what's going on because maybe
That's a great idea.
Just to see what's happening in the transition. So we're because it would be nice if the sauce was the same. It would be so much easier
Make
for all the
gallons
restaurants
instead of a quart at a time.
Yes.
And then the biscuits and gravy, people rave.
Yes.
And that would be something.
We're trying that too.
Yeah.
Now, my brother gave him the recipe. He said, next week we're going to try it. The problem is the shelf life's 4 to 5 days on that tops. We make it fresh every day.
Right.
So is day 4 going to be as good as day 1? And that's what we don't want to. That's the hard part because you don't want people to show up and go, this place sucks. To say, well, yeah. So we may wind up saying this isn't going to work for us because we don't want to. We just don't want that. We're not that great, and we can't afford what we to lose the little bit we got to hang our hat on, which is our sauces and the biscuits and gravy, the fish. It'd be like getting our fish batter somewhere else. Whatever we've
bring
got.
in some Mrs. Paul's.
People
frozen.
love what we do on the fish. I don't get it. He's the biggest.
Unbelievable.
He's the spokesperson for the fish. I think it's okay. I don't like fish that much.
I'm not a big fish guy.
I love it.
He's there every week eating it, and most people are.
Yeah.
It's packed.
Do you guys have hush puppies?
Oh,
See?
Yeah.
There should be more. They're not on the menu though, really, aren't they?
No, they're just for the fish day, aren't they?
They're just for the fish day. I'm going. We got to have this.
Well, I love a hush puppy.
Their hush puppies are dynamite.
What's in a hush puppy?
Some sort of breading.
Just breading, and it's just
onion,
a bunch of
maybe
mush.
this like onion.
Yeah. But then it's deep
Cornmeal.
fried and it's kind of crunchy on the
Oh,
outside.
I love hush puppies.
I lost my appetite for fish. My grandma every Friday would take us to Long John Silver's, and I'll tell you what, it just didn't work out. You know what I mean? I didn't like it.
I know.
And I was just kind of skewed from that.
I get the chicken planks because I don't even do the fish anymore, and then I'll just get 12 dozen hush puppies.
Oh God!
And just eat the hush puppy. I love a hush puppy.
I do
Do you dip it?
Ketchup.
Anything?
Yeah.
No. Oh, here's one thing. This is not a criticism
Go
because I
for
kind
it.
of surprised
Brianna?
Alicia.
Alicia, yeah.
In
Pacific?
In Pacific.
Yep.
Can I have
Alyssa, that's it, yeah.
Can I have some butter? She looked, butter? Yeah, to put on my hush. They brought me some melted butter, which was good. You guys maybe don't have pats of butter.
You know what?
What do you do
Dip
for like
bread?
pancakes?
For breakfast, though, yeah.
For pancakes.
I'm sure we do.
Maybe I just threw her off because she looked at me.
She
and go,
brought you like a cup of warm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You wanted hard butter.
Yeah, just to put on there.
She brought you.
But they're so good. Josh,
Really?
go in and ask for them by name.
The hush puppies. I'll take the big D hush puppies.
Bob's hush puppies.
Yeah.
Oh, will you put that on the menu for me? If you would put that on the
I
menu,
will.
I would.
McGraw's got that goofy.
Yeah,
what's
the
that
half
shaker?
Oreo, half Eve.
I would eat that, by the way. That sounds disgusting.
It's really good.
There we go.
I
But
get it.
Bob's hush puppies will blow
I
away.
want Bob's hush puppies.
Well, now I want something on the menu.
Well, you got to go there and eat
Yeah,
it.
you don't support it.
Somebody on the text line, I love to road trip. I'm going to hit all of Darren's places.
Oh wow.
So
It'd be really fun, and you'll gain a lot of weight.
Someone said, come to Hamel, Illinois, exit 30 on I-55. And someone else says Lynn, Missouri is a big
Lynn,
college
Missouri,
town.
yeah.
Where's Lynn? What college would that be?
Is that by the lake?
Is
Lynn,
that
Missouri?
I'm thinking Warrensburg.
I'm thinking lake, but I don't know.
Lynn.
Oh, it used to be. It's north. It's off of Highway 50, I think. It was Lynn Tech, and now I think it's just Lynn College or some sort of.
Where is that at? I'm lost.
On
Oh
50.
no! This is where they put the State Technical College
Right,
now.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You said it better. I was stumbling around, but you got it.
Tell me something else that's Bob. Give me something bigger. Like,
All right.
It's on the way
so
to Jefferson City.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
All right, off Highway 50.
Yeah.
It's next to Loose Creek,
I know where you're talking. On the way to Jeff City. I got you.
just south of Frankenstein.
Oh, that. I got you now.
What?
That'd be north of Owensville, right?
That would be north of Owensville.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we had a Frankenstein, Missouri,
Yeah. Well,
off of Highway 100.
I believe that's Frankenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein.
I was married to one for 2 months.
Oh, hey! Hi-oh.
But it was
Darren-
quick and short and queasy.
Yeah. Oh boy. Do you
Yes.
AI? AI is
Yeah, I
everywhere.
know, right?
You guys don't do TV commercials, but you see all these AI TV commercials. Is AI infiltrating
It
the
is,
card
100%,
business?
yes.
In what ways? You can't replace here's a top AI-proof jobs. Surgeons, dentists, construction managers, dental hygienists, lawyers. Like to replace those lawyers.
Yeah, right.
But what can the card
Well,
business
to the
do?
phones for sure.
Oh, really?
It's doing that now for some of the other stores. We haven't gone there yet with that, but what it does do, it does a lot of the follow-up. When a customer emails you and wants to know about what's this 2025 Sorrento, it can go through the whole process with them and get them lathered up for an appointment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they don't even know it. It's doing that. It'll take the phone call for service, make your appointments. It'll look up your records and see what you got going on.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
my partner has a Honda store, and they're using it completely over there right now. So I'm watching that to see if we want to implement it. Because,
Do it.
yes, it does. It takes away somebody's job, which that's not always great, right? But they
Right.
never call in sick. They can take as many calls that come in. There's no waiting. Let me put you on hold. So all that's really good, but it's not perfect. If you don't talk clear, it kind of I've played with it a little bit. It's a little mumbly. If you're not saying the right thing, it'll ask you the same thing 3 times. Those little glitches, and I personally don't like. I like to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But younger people don't.
They don't care.
They don't care. So you've got to play both ends. So we are looking into it. But what it does a lot for us is reports. I can type in, give me the best sales presentation, and it spits it out, and I can go show it to my guys.
And that makes sense.
How many
and-
calls
yeah.
should a guy make in a day to sell 10 cars? It'll give you statistics right there. So those things are invaluable.
And that wouldn't take anybody's
No, that's just
job
good
away.
information.
That's just good
Great
information at the tip of your
And
fingertips.
is it accurate? It's just data from the internet that's, you got to now say, is this real to me?
Yeah.
Do I, it ain't the gospel. It's just compiled information, but it gives it to you in
Good
5
starter,
seconds.
Yeah, a good place to start.
Yeah, because I hired a trainer, and I got a trainer because she's never been in the automotive. So I'm thinking, I'm typing, how do I train her? And it's giving you all the roadmaps to do that.
Interesting.
So that part, it's great.
Yeah.
But as far as answering calls and doing that, now on the internet, I think it's been pretty good because as you're emailing, you don't know if it's a person or not.
Yeah.
It's gotten pretty sophisticated. So I'm scared of it.
Right, right.
I've been in some meetings and they're telling us in 10 years, we're not going to recognize the way we do business and the way of the world.
Ooh.
So that scares you. Now, maybe not for kids that are young, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're losing human contact and human touch and all the things that we love and cherish is kind of going away. I mean, there's people dating AI characters.
I know.
I don't even understand it.
I don't get it either.
That was on the Fox News was telling, it was like, I don't know if it was California or New York, but they're starting to date.
I saw a headline that said more people are comfortable talking to an AI girlfriend than a real girlfriend.
I mean, that's
I do get that.
Try an AI wife, yeah.
Yeah, if she starts talking back, I'll just turn it off.
There's never no. Everything's yes.
All right, well, Darren, somebody says Big D needs to add peach preserves or jelly on a hamburger. You guys have a jelly.
We got the jelly. It's real.
Yeah.
Try the jam. Yeah.
Is it jalapeno jam?
Yeah, it's hot, but it sounds
it's not too hot.
No.
Nope.
It's
Just a
touch. It
just
kind
a
of kicks
touch.
and goes away.
Yeah,
the
that's
guy
right.
at Craft Kitchen was saying, he goes, this sauce, because he does everybody in town, he goes, this stuff is good.
Yeah.
He was bragging on how good the sauce was because it's not too hot, not too sweet. It's the best of both worlds. I don't like real spicy stuff. So it goes on with a hot mess chicken sandwich and the jam burger. And people want to buy it from us to take home and do it, but I mean, we don't bottle things. We give them a little cup.
That's
and
a whole
that's a whole other problem.
Yeah. And then somebody said, what are the names and locations of Big D's restaurant? Well, it's Rich's
McDonald's.
Famous Burger.
Rich's famous, all the way through. Let me see if I can get it.
Go it.
St. James, Cuba, Owensville, Sullivan, Pacific, and then Steelville.
You got it. He went kind of odd backwards around. You didn't follow the highway.
No.
He went all backwards and forwards.
All
And
right, he
everything.
got him. So what does he win?
A fish sandwich.
It's some hush puppies.
Hush puppies with butter.
Yeah, Darren, it's always great having you
All
in
right,
here. Good luck, and we'll find some decorations for
Please
you.
do.
Tune in Saturday morning on the Walter Knoll 550 yard sale. Brought to you by HW Kia.
Ooh.
How's that? But in the meantime, 44, 55, 270. How are the roads looking, Cap?
Josh, they finally cleared an accident on 170 north of 70 with residual congestion back to St. Charles Rock Road. 64-4 east is slow from 22nd Street to the Poplar Street Bridge. 64-55 east is jammed between 55-44 on the Poplar Street Bridge and 64. 64 west is busy from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 270 south crowded from Olive down to Manchester. And in Illinois, 64 east is congested from Illinois 111 to 157. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, you guys know I love my RV. As a matter of fact, we're out in it right now on a 2-week extravaganza. It's an area we've never been to. We're going to Yellowstone and to the Badlands and then to Seattle and Willamette Valley. That's what we love about an RV, is that you can get in it and go wherever you want to go. If you get bored, you load up and go to your next spot. That's what Byerly RV knows they're selling, and they've been doing it for 75 years. Now, the products have changed a lot. You won't believe what you'll get in the smallest RV. I'm talking TVs and a restroom and a shower, or the big ones. And you guys, they even have heated floors in some of these things. So if you've never RV'd and you've been thinking about it, check out ByerlyRV.com, or better yet, go to the dealership in Eureka. It's right there at 109 and 44, and tour as many of them as you want. The sales team there is fantastic. And if you know kind of the places you want to go, if you want to go to national parks or state parks, they can help you pick out the perfect one. If you're a grandparent and want to take the kids with you, there are so many options with bunk beds. So check out ByerlyRV.com or swing by Byerly RV there in Eureka at 109 and 44.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Diana from Newstetter's Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Well, Bob and Darren and Connor, back in the day on this date, June 4th, 1896, Henry Ford made a successful test run of the horseless carriage. It was a nighttime drive through the streets of Detroit.
What was the year again?
1896.
And then 10 years later, he did the race across the country.
Across the country.
We had that guest on.
I still can't believe that they got one of those things
All the way.
over the mountains.
Well, they really didn't. They
Well,
had
they
to
get
change
through the
end.
mountains.
Yeah.
You can go through the mountains.
You go
Yeah.
through the mountains.
I'm sure they're not going over the peaks.
You got to find the gaps.
I'm sure 70 wasn't built back then. 1937, Oklahoma City grocery store owner Sylvan Goldman invented the shopping cart.
I have seen that story. It's pretty interesting.
What year was that?
1937.
Yeah, it's older than I would have thought.
The shopping cart?
Yeah. Like with wheels?
Yeah.
It's newer than I thought.
Yeah,
Nobody thought to think,
Well, here's the thing, though. Back in the day, people would go to market almost daily to cook the day's food, and so it wasn't a big ton of.
Yeah.
We shop for a week, right?
Yeah.
And things were changing as we got urbanized.
Everybody worked in their neighborhood, and there was a shop and everything. Go by the
I kind of would have thought the shopping cart with wheels would have been invented in 1968 or something.
like with the
with wheels
explosion of
Yeah.
the suburbs.
Well, now
and
there's
the,
suburbs and
the
big grocery,
gigantic grocery
This guy
stores.
was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, you go by the butcher, then you go by the baker, and
candlestick
stop
maker,
by the
and then-
candlestick.
sorry.
Tinker Tailor.
We kill us.
1967, the Monkees won the Emmy for Outstanding Comedy Series. No way. No way.
If you're in fifth grade, it's really good. And I was in fifth grade.
Outstanding Comedy Series. What was on TV in 1967?
There wasn't a lot of options.
Andy Griffith just wrapped up, I think, or was wrapping up. That was probably the classic sitcom from the 60s. What else? Ooh, I think there was a lot of dramas. The Fugitive and Peyton Place.
Police Squad.
That's the stuff my mom watched, so that's what I ended up watching.
Notable acting and writing victories, that Emmys for Get Smart and The Lucy Show. So
The Lucy Show was not good. Get Smart was good, but it wasn't for every. It was ahead of its time with that humor.
The Monkees beat out Bewitched, Get Smart,
Bewitched, yeah.
Hogan's Heroes, and The Andy Griffith Show.
There you go. I had a couple.
1984, Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen was released. In 1989, the Tiananmen Square. The one lone guy in front of the tank. On this date, back in the day, in 1989.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
I'm Brian Clark. President Trump said this morning on social media that the 4 Republicans who voted for a resolution that would limit his war powers in Iran were unpatriotic. Later today, he was asked in the Oval Office if the U.S. would resume military operations if American troops were killed.
It would be a good reason. I'll be honest with you. If they kill U.S. troops, I think I would do that very quickly.
So far, there's still no deal to end the war and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The president was speaking after he announced a $700 million initiative to boost the coal industry.
It was set aside for the Green New Scam, but the Green New Scam is history.
The plan includes construction of 2 new coal plants in West Virginia and Alaska. They would be the nation's first since 2013. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins says the government's responding to the New World screwworm detected on a cow on a ranch in South Texas.
The food supply is not compromised at all. This is not a disease. It is not a virus. It is simply an insect that lands in a wound and lays eggs that like to eat the flesh around the wound.
Food industry experts are concerned this could push prices higher. The Treasury Department has imposed sanctions on a new group of Cuban officials, including the country's president, as the administration continues to pressure the communist regime. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton set to plead guilty to illegally retaining national security information. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has more.
The source that I spoke to said that this involves Bolton allegedly storing classified information, national security information in diaries, not that he took actual documents from government offices and retained them.
Colorado Appeals Court reversed homicide convictions against 2 paramedics who injected Elijah McClain with ketamine in 2019. You're listening to ABC News.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
84 degrees at 5:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. St. Louis will host the 2028 U.S. Olympic Marathon Team trials in 2028. That announcement was made this afternoon. The final recall petition by citizens in Festus for a recall election to remove the mayor and 3 council members because they voted in favor of a data center has been certified now by the Jefferson County's clerk's office. First Alert 4 talked to attorney Chuck Hatfield, who's representing the mayor and the council members.
I am advising that the city council not send this on to be voted on by the people because it's an improper use of a recall petition altogether.
3 other council members who supported the data center were voted out of office back in April. The earliest that a recall vote could take place is August 4th. Missouri Governor Kehoe has made 2 appointments to the State Board of Education. Those are Jordan Bradbury of Kansas City and Robbie Myers of Poplar Bluff. This comes after the president, Mary Schrag, stepped down on Tuesday. Vice President Brooks Miller will assume the role as president until the board holds elections at its June 23rd meeting. St. Louis County is celebrating America 250 with an event this weekend. The St. Louis Area History Showcase is a free festival featuring representatives from more than 60 historic sites, museums, and cultural organizations that will help residents uncover their own connections to St. Louis history with a variety of exhibits and programs. The History Showcase runs from 10 a.m. until 4 o'clock Saturday at Jefferson Barracks Park. The St. Louis area features hundreds of miles of trails in Missouri and Illinois that connect to transit stops, and area agencies are partnering to promote them.
Citizens for Modern Transit is teaming up with the St. Clair County and Madison County Transit Districts and Great Rivers Greenway to encourage residents to mix up how you move this summer. Area residents can visit mixuphowyoumove.com through August 31st to register for a free 24-hour Metro Transit pass good for unlimited Metro Bus and Metrolink rides on the day of their choice. Residents can also get information about the interconnecting trail systems in St. Louis City and County and St. Clair and Madison counties with direct access to transit. David Solomon, KTRS News.
And the St. Louis Blues won't be bringing home the Stanley Cup, but St. Louis could have a chance to claim the Stanley Pup. The competition, featuring 30 rescued dogs, will be televised on True TV and HBO Max at 8:30 Monday night. This KTRS Business Meeting is brought to you. A Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. The St. Louis region now has 7 Fortune 500 companies for the second consecutive year. That news comes after the magazine released a list of the 500 largest corporations in the U.S. based on total revenue over the latest fiscal year. Centene leads the way, coming in at 18th, up 5 spots from last year, with over $194 billion in revenue. Now the markets, which are brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 875 points at 51,562. NASDAQ down 23 at 26,830. And the S&P 500 up 30 at 7,584. Now let's check in with Paul for KTRS Sports and Traffic.
Steve City SC CEO Carolyn Kendall has donated $10 million to start a fund at SSM Health. The fund is intended to assist those less fortunate patients with food, housing, and transportation after they depart the hospital. And the Cardinals are off today before welcoming the Reds to town tomorrow. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. There's an accident on 70 East at Wentzville Parkway with a bumper-to-bumper backup to Route TW in Forestell. 6455 East is jammed between the Poplar Street Bridge and 64. 64 East is slow around 170. 64 West busy from Kings Highway to McCausland. 270 South is crowded from 64 down to Manchester. And in Illinois, 64 East is congested from 111 to 157. This traffic report is brought to you by the St. Louis Battlehawks. The road to the United Bowl starts here. Your St. Louis Battlehawks have clinched the playoffs and earned Dome Field advantage. Playoff football is coming back to St. Louis this Sunday, June 7th at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at UFLBattlehawks.com. United we battle. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Partly cloudy skies tonight, an overnight low in the upper 60s. We do have a 20% chance for rain beginning tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's high near 90. At 8 minutes past 5 o'clock, mostly sunny, 84 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Back to the show. Bob, Josh, and Connor running the board here. A couple weeks ago on CBS Sunday Morning, they did a story where in L.A., our very high-priced zip codes out there on the West Coast, people were building tiny homes in their backyards so that people who otherwise couldn't afford to live in the neighborhood could come in and rent out spaces. People were saying that, they had kids that grew up in this house, and then when they went off and got jobs, there was no way on their starting salary to even move anywhere close back to the same neighborhood that they grew up in. And it just seems to be a problem. They call it the missing middle. Places where you might have teachers and small business owners and people working in a community with absolutely no way of ever being able to dream of affording to live there. So they have to live somewhere else. And somebody is taking that up right here in our backyard in Webster Groves. Farrell Carfield is the executive director of the Webster Groves Community Land Trust. And you guys are trying to make sure that Webster doesn't price out the middle class and even some of the lower classes. And so we saw a story in the St. Louis Magazine, Webster Times Magazine did a story about you guys. Farrell, tell us how the Webster Groves Land Trust works.
Great. I'm excited to do that. Thanks for the chance. So the way it works is community land trusts have been around since the 70s. So fortunately, we're not inventing this, but there hasn't been an active one in the St. Louis Metro recently, although there's some kind of similar things going on. But the way community land trusts work is a community-run nonprofit tries to acquire some of the property that they want to hold on to at a lower price point to keep that economic diversity. And so then that nonprofit, and like I said, it's governed by neighbors and the community itself, sells the house that's on the land to a homeowner that's fits the income qualifications, and they own just the structure, just the house, and they have a ground lease that gives them the exclusive right to occupy the land. So that's kind of their contract with the land trust. So nonprofit owns the land, homeowner owns the home. The homeowner gets to get in at a lower price point, and then the land trust can keep the price lower even for the next homeowner and the next one after that. So it's kind of a generational fix.
So, yeah, go into that. So the trust owns the property, but the homeowner owns the home, and as long as they've paid their bills, and I'll call it a mortgage, they can stay there, and it can be generational and theirs forever, but they still don't own the land. Is that correct?
That is right. And really, that's just the way that the community kind of says, like, hey, we're going to think about at least some of our land as a community asset. And we really value, different income levels being able to live here. So we're going to kind of hold on to some plots and not let the market run away with it.
And that would just prevent them from getting into a house in a nice way that you guys have offered and then just trying to flip it to a property developer for a profit.
That's exactly right. And I think that's why there's kind of a boom of these right now. Even Habitat for Humanity in some cities is switching to this model because they found that, if they just have the benefit run to the homeowner alone, the first one, then they have to re-fundraise and re-subsidize. They lose that investment that the community made. So the idea of this is like, our donors and neighbors who are helping start this thing, when they put their money into it, that is going to be recycled for generations.
And the story is keeping the community diverse and keeping the people that work at the shop down the street able to live in the same neighborhood, the teachers that work at Webster Groves High School from being able to live where they work. But since we're already talking about it, how does someone go about selling a house when they're ready to maybe upgrade? I mean, these are kind of starter homes, but when they want to upgrade and move into a bigger home with a bigger family, how does the sale work?
Yeah, so they will come to the community land trust and tell them, a notice that they're interested in selling. We will have a homeowner interest, a home buyer interest list that we'll maintain over time. And that basically we get a purchase right. The land trust gets the first chance to buy the house, and it's at a price that the homeowner number one is going to know before they even decide to go down this road. So there's a formula that they can see when they get into this community land trust homeownership, and they're going to be able to see what their house will be worth to sell in year 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can make a financial plan that says, hey, I'm going to use this to save a down payment for traditional homeownership. Or they can say, you know what, this isn't going to be a lateral move for me. I just wanted a stable place to get into town and I'm staying. So they can really choose that way. But then we, like I said, the land trust will, our goal will be to ensure that home goes to the next income qualified buyer.
And the St. Louis Magazine piece focused on a cul-de-sac right off Brentwood Boulevard. And, you think of Webster homes, you think of big Victorian houses with big front porches and everything. But then there's also two-bedroom houses that may or may not have a covered carport, smaller houses. And people are buying these up and tearing them down and building the big front porch houses. And what you guys are wanting to do is still create a place for regular folks to live.
Right. It's interesting. A lot of the people who have volunteered to get involved with us will say things like, when I was a kid, our teachers lived in our neighborhood, but my kids none of their Webster teachers live in town, and so we're really wanting to ensure that those people have the choice to be here.
And what is the mission? Are you guys, how did you get started? I think I read somewhere that you got a donation to kick it off, but are you going to be buying more properties? What is the ideal situation
game
over the
plan.
next? Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we're kind of working on that now. I mean, our business plan is to try to acquire 2 houses a year. It's supposed to be kind of like a sustainable. We're not trying to like revolutionize Webster. People like the pace of life in Webster. We're not trying to really, change the population density so much, although we need some of that here as well. I mean, that's a different conversation. But this felt like something that really a lot of different Webster folks could get behind, whether they're a little more scared of change or not, because basically what we're saying is we want these small homes to stay part of our community makeup. And so we're going to kind of take advantage of opportunities as they come. Like, as you noted, we received a donation of $300,000, and then a separate family agreed to sell their house at a slightly below market price for $260,000. And that was kind of our jump start. And we're hoping, there's plenty of people around here who care about their house not getting torn down because they raised their family there, or they grew up in that house. And so this is an option for them. They could sell to us for, the main thing we can't do probably is compete in the bidding war. But if someone was to come to us and say, hey, let's sell it to you off market, we don't need to get top dollar. Let's help keep this home in the community, save it from being torn down, and maybe make sure that a family like ours gets to live here again.
And what of these smaller homes? Are they still even getting priced up? Because I got to imagine, we talked to Lauren Risley. She's a real estate agent. She always clues us in on things like this. Even a little house, the land underneath it is worth a lot of money because you could do a rebuild. So even if somebody wanted to move into Webster in one of these smaller houses, it might be $400,000. You wouldn't pay $400,000 for a 2-bedroom house.
Right. I mean, first of all, shout out to the realtor community, because I've been really excited about how many realtors, I think just because day in, day out, their mission is kind of getting people into homes. There's not like, this project is certainly not going to line their pockets, but this is what a lot of them care about. So there've been a lot of ways realtors have helped us and given us advice. But to your point, I mean, the house that our very first house is 1,200 square feet. We're making sure it has a finished basement, so there's at least a little room to stretch and have a family room. But I would say, our plan is to sell this house for $250,000. I think on the market, I mean, it's going to have new HVAC, it's going to have electrical updated, everything that makes a family that's, stretching to get into it be able to sustain and not have any unexpected major expenses at the get-go. I think on the open market, I can't say, we haven't gotten this house appraised yet because we're not done renovating it, but stuff in the area is certainly in the 325 and up, even up to 350 for these little bungalows, so it is kind of remarkable. And I think, like you said, some of that is pricing in the possibility someone's going to build, $1 million home on that lot.
And so who do you handpick the people? Will you handpick the people that move in?
I'm so glad you asked that, because, I mean, we just really want it to be clear that we're going to be objective and fair, because that homeowner trust, I mean, they're part of this deal too, right? Like, we want them to be in on the mission and help us grow it. So what we're going to do is, first of all, they have to be income qualified. You have to make the area median income or lower. So for the metro area, that's about $111,000 for a household of 4. You have to make that or less to apply. Okay, so that's step one. Then you're going to have to qualify for a mortgage, because there will be a mortgage on this. You'll own this house in the traditional sense of being able to get a bank loan on it. And so you're going to have to be able to qualify for a $250,000 mortgage. So you're going to have to be able to document your income, all those kinds of things. But then after that, so say we still have, several people that look like they're going to financially qualify. What we're doing is just looking at their connections to Webster Groves. We kind of like a worksheet that's like, do you rent in town, for example? Do you send kids to the school district already? Do you have generational ties, like your grandmother and your mom were both born here, those kinds of things. And then through that, we're going to, narrow the pool just to say we're really trying to serve people who've been pushed out over the, previous decades or else can't get back in. You described like the kid of the people who can't move back. But then if it gets down to like, say, 3 or 4 people that are similarly scored in that regard, we'll just do a lottery.
Yeah. Okay. And like you said in one of the articles, the teachers, the social workers, the people that live in or that work in Webster and make the community a special place to be, who can't live there otherwise. This will be a really cool place. Can they, part of owning a home is building equity. How does that, tell me again how that would work.
Yes. So it's we're actually pretty soon, on June 15th, we're giving our first home buyer information session. So it'll be our first chance to really parade out the dirty details of the whole thing so that people know exactly what they're getting. As I was saying to you, before they buy with us, they're going to know exactly what their financial plan in that house will be. So the first way they'll build equity is paying down their mortgage. Unlike renting, if they buy through the community land trust, as they pay down their mortgage, they will be amassing equity in the home. And when they sell, they'll get back that principal. The second thing is, instead of getting market rate appreciation, which would basically defeat the purpose for homeowner number 2, right? They get a fixed rate growth rate. It's 1.5% is what our board voted on. We did research of best practices, for other community land trusts, and 1.5% appreciation compound annually. So like I said, they can do a worksheet and kind of make a plan of what they would, what they will have accumulated by looking at their loan amortization schedule and looking at the 1.5%. They'll kind of be able to predict the future if they need to sell and do something different. I will say there is a stopgap measure. If there's a market downturn and the house is worth less than the 1.5%, then they do shoulder that risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, it's the lesser of, either this formula price or the market price.
And I mean, even just being able to get your money back, it's just
It's so true.
Yeah, it's stuffing money under a mattress, except it's your house and it's where you live.
We did a little worksheet because we don't want people to think we can't compete with the wealth you will build if you can own traditionally. Please do that if you can afford to do that. But compared to renting, we did a 7-year analysis of renting in this area, the same size house, and you probably would be we did the math. It's around $200,000 in the hole. Or you could have put that into a mortgage,
Yep. And it's so interesting and so many questions come out. Who pays the taxes?
Yes, that's a good one because it's kind of a bummer for the buyer, but they do pay the property taxes. And I say bummer because we know they're high in Webster Groves. The concept, though, again, I'm so thankful we're not having to come up with this stuff ourselves. We just research what land trusts do. They do do have the homeowner be in the position of paying the property tax. The idea is they have exclusive access to the land and all the benefits that come with that: sidewalks, roads, schools, etc. And so they do have to pay those property taxes.
Yep. Have you heard anyone else doing something like this? Kirkwood? I mean, obviously Kirkwood, your biggest rival. Turkey Day game. Kirkwood doing something like this?
Though. They are working on it, but if we're going to go with the rivalry story, then I guess we're in the lead, but we are working very well together. We've been doing a little collaborating and just, trying to spread. Part of this is just community education. They've done a really good job of having some community forums to get people to even understand what a community land trust is and get over the kind of intimidation unknown factor. And so we're all kind of building on each other's progress. There's a Maplewood working group as well. And we've been talking to there's a pastor in Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood that's working on one. So there's pockets, and we're trying to help each other move faster by sharing our learning.
Well, it's very interesting, and we really appreciate you joining us on the air. Farrell Carfield, Executive Director of the Webster Groves Community Land Trust. And if we want more information, or somebody said, hey, I got a lot of ties to Webster, how can we find out more information?
Yes, our website is webstergrovesclt.org for Community Land Trust, and we'd love to hear from you.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
St. Louis is home to so many great institutions. We've got Forest Park, we've got the fabulous Fox, and then we have Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Now, if you've never been there, count yourself lucky because no one wants to have a sick child. But if you do have a sick child, whether it's a broken arm or it's a heart issue. Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital is the best place to be. People come from all over to see the doctors and nurses and therapists and surgeons. And what I love about Cardinal Glennon is they wrap their arms around the entire family. My godchild was in Cardinal Glennon the first 9 weeks of her life, and it wasn't just getting her better. It was making sure that her mom didn't feel alone and making sure she knew what was going on every step of the way. And then really, whoever came into the room, whether it was a nurse or a doctor or the person taking out the trash, they really made sure that everybody felt loved. That's what you get at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. And by the way, no child has ever turned away because of the Glennon Foundation. You can read some of the fantastic stories, maybe even make a donation to this great institution at glennon.org.
I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I want to buy your home. Any property, any condition, and always as is. I will pay top dollar with no contingencies and no inspections. You walk away with cash. So don't waste time and money making repairs and paying real estate commissions. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. Or go to robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
Okay, you've decided you want to get away. You want to travel. You want to see the world. Let Altair Travel and Cruises handle all the details. You handle all the fun. You don't know where to stay. You don't have to worry about transfers. What about your luggage? What about a tour guide? You don't want a tour guide. Lewis and Clark had a tour guide. You're in a different country. You want to go see the Sistine Chapel. You're going to need a tour guide. Let Altair Travel handle all those details. You handle all the fun. 314-968-9600. Altair Travel or altairtravel.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to get out and enjoy the weather. Wherever you enjoy springtime, be sure to take the Big 550 with you on our mobile app. Listen live and be entertained and informed. Download the app today and don't miss a minute of the Big 550. KTRS.
Take a look at the roads with Captain Paul Kopsky. It's 528. How are our highways looking?
Josh, the latest is a crash on 170 North before St. Charles Rock Road. There's an accident on 70 East at Wentzville Parkway with a bumper-to-bumper backup to Route TW in Forestell. Estimated clearance time there is 5:55. 6455 East is jammed between the Poplar Street Bridge and 64. 64 East is slow around 170. 64 West busy from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 270 is crowded in both directions between 64 and Manchester. And in Illinois, 64 East is congested from 111 to 157. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, there may be no end in sight with what's going on in the Middle East. And Jordana Miller from ABC News in Jerusalem joins us. Jordana, it seems like a two-front war between two different forces. Israel is attacking Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the United States is squaring off against Iran. And the U.S. can't cut a deal with Iran because Israel and Hezbollah.
So I think that the peace there's a lot of different parts of the equation of getting a deal with Iran. The Lebanon piece is in there, but I do feel like the Iranians are overplaying its importance. There's still a ton of disputes over the nuclear issue, even the Strait of Hormuz. And we just heard from the International Atomic Energy Agency that they were in Iran, but they were not allowed to go see the areas where Iran is allegedly keeping all of the enriched material. They couldn't get near there, and that material, of course, is one of the big disputes. Will Iran hand it over? Will they dilute it? How will that be verified? And this piece about Lebanon, I think, is certainly in there, but it is not the overriding issue that's preventing a deal. The Iranians are trying to protect Hezbollah, their Shiite proxy, their militant group, and the way that they're trying to protect them is by getting Israel to stop attacking. And they're saying that Lebanon has to be part of the ceasefire. And when they threatened earlier this week to cut off the talks and tighten their grip on the Strait of Hormuz and even strike Israel or the Gulf over this issue, then the president really put his foot down with the Israeli prime minister and said, hey, you can't attack Beirut. And then we saw those follow-up, that fourth round of talks in D.C. yesterday, where both sides came out and said, okay, we have a new plan to try to bring in the Lebanese government to the southern part of the country and move Hezbollah out. But it's clear that the fighting on the ground is still going on, maybe just, I would say, at a lower level today than we've seen over the last couple of weeks. But there were Hezbollah rocket and drone attempted attacks on northern Israel. Israel carried out airstrikes in southern Lebanon and issued evacuation orders. And I think that we're going to continue to see kind of low-level fighting until the U.S. actually seals the deal with Iran.
Jordana, I need a primer on this Hezbollah-Lebanon thing. They're all in Lebanon, and is there a distinct separation between the two? Does Lebanon tolerate Hezbollah? Does Hezbollah have more influence than the official government of Lebanon? It's very confusing to me.
Yeah, I think it's confusing to a lot of people. Lebanon is a very weak state, and over the last decade, Iran has been able to bring in Hezbollah, and they've become one of the most influential and powerful political parties in Lebanon. Their military capabilities outstrip the Lebanese army, right? The army of the state.
Wow.
And they, I would say the Lebanese people are very divided about Hezbollah. Some of them support Hezbollah. They support their violent resistance against the state of Israel. And some in Lebanon absolutely despise Hezbollah and see them as a malignant foreign force in their country that has brought them into several wars with Israel and has brought a lot of destruction onto Lebanon. Remember, Hezbollah decided to join the war against Israel shortly after Hamas attacked on October 7th. Then there was a U.S. negotiated ceasefire that Hezbollah stuck to more or less. It began in November of 2024, but it ended on March 2nd when Hezbollah joined Iran in their fight against the United States after the U.S. and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury. So Hezbollah they have not been attacked and prodded into war. They've gone into war, and it has, I think, brought a lot of havoc and destruction and tragedy to Lebanon. And I think what the United States is trying to do, and it's really complicated, is they're trying to extricate Hezbollah from Lebanon politically, militarily, socially. And there's a fight inside Lebanon, as I said, about Hezbollah. it's going to be tricky to get them out. The Israelis don't want them anywhere near southern Lebanon because they have proven over the last 2 decades that they will attack Israel and kill civilians and soldiers and anybody else that they can. So, I think there is there is hope at the end of the light at the end of the tunnel that maybe the United States and possibly Europe will help Lebanon, push off and push out Hezbollah, and maybe there can be peace one day between Israel and Lebanon. That's certainly what we heard from Israeli and Lebanese officials over the last several days and during that last round of talks in Washington. But it is a tough and complicated road.
Yeah, and again, it comes back to, will this be a second front for the United States? I just want to touch really quickly on Qatar. Was there an airport that was bombed by accident in Qatar or on purpose? UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, are they still tolerating what's going on, or have they started to turn against Iran and just said, guys, let's end this thing?
Right, so Iran has been able to really batter the Gulf states and create a kind of deterrence where the Gulf states they appear to be afraid to really go to war with Iran. And, the Iranians attacked Kuwait. They hit their airport. I mean, the footage was unbelievable. I mean, terrible, huge fires. Part of their terminal collapsed and they had to close the airport. Of course, the Iranians tried to blame it on the United States, and they said, it was an interceptor. It clearly was not from a lot of the video that was there. But, one of the problems is that the Gulf does not feel confident in, I think, really going head-to-head with Iran. And they have a lot to lose because Iran has effectively hit some of their gas and oil facilities, and have really wreaked havoc on their economies. So, I think one of the lessons I'm sure that historians will write about in this war is that I think people overestimated the position of the Gulf and their willingness to really fight Iran.
We'll see how it turns out. I was not expecting that. Jordana, thank you so much for joining us. Jordana Miller in Jerusalem. Stay safe.
Thanks so much. Talk soon, guys.
When I think about a library, I think about card catalogs and books, but at the St. Louis County Library, there is so much more, like the Emerson History and Genealogy Center that contains thousands of family histories, a digital archive, databases, detailed maps, and most importantly, the trained staff to help you start your own family history project. Because I don't know about you, but I would have nowhere to start on my own. The center includes a memory lab where you can record family histories and the equipment to digitize old photos or convert those old VHS tapes. Wouldn't you like to go back in time and see some of those fun family videos? That's right. There's also something for teens. You've got the Teen Creative Lab where you can explore, create, and innovate at the Object Computing Creative Lab. It's located on the second floor of the Clark Family Branch. So if you're looking for something new, if you're wanting to dig back into history, you'll find it all at the St. Louis County Library. You can learn more at slcl.org.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware, or schnarrshardware.com.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
We are here with the man, Ryan Raphael. He's the Medicare man of St. Louis. Ryan, one of the biggest misconceptions about Medicare when people reach the age of 65 is if they don't sign up at age 65, they get penalized.
So really what happens is when people are approaching 65, they get all the literature and things coming at them that looks like they have to do something. If somebody is working, they really do not have to sign up for Medicare as long as they're part of an employer of 20 or more employees and they can take it out down the road and not pay penalties.
So if you're over the age of 65 and you have not signed up for Medicare, there's no penalty. There's no reason why you can't do it at age 65, 66, or 67,
That
or
is
70.
correct. Yep.
That is Ryan Raphael. If you're approaching 65 and you have questions about Medicare, he is the man. The Medicare Man, STL.com, 314-368-6808, Ryan Raphael. And if you don't trust me, trust my nanny. My nanny says he's the best. Ryan Raphael, the Medicare Man, MedicareManSTL.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
Are we ready for a little Hollywood entertainment?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. One of my favorite directors. He also writes pretty good books, too, analyzing movies in Hollywood. Really good. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh.
Says Hollywood has turned into a flavorless sausage factory. He said it's almost impossible to watch a new movie these days without picking it apart. Flaws and plausibilities, audience pandering, miscast performers, or just plain stupid stuff. Usually torpedoes every new movie coming out of the flavorless sausage factory that used to call itself Hollywood.
Yeah. The audience pandering kills me because we want to make this movie, we want to hit everyone with this movie, and you end up hitting no one. You know, what happened to just writing a good script and letting a director do their thing?
I'd like to get both your opinions. Mm-hmm. It's sort of a criticism, but sort of not. The last Tom Cruise jet movie,
Top Gun. Maverick.
Not bad, and I thought it got better as it went along and really had a pretty good finish. That's what I thought. But really the whole movie is about beauty shots of him and Jennifer Connelly. The whole movie is beauty shots about them. But they're beautiful. I get it. I'm not really mad about it, but it was pretty obvious. I think that's what Tarantino means about pandering to the audience.
Flavorless sausage factory.
You know what? Maybe he should make some movies then.
Yeah.
Yes.
You talking about that, Quentin?
Yeah,
Make
great
some more
point.
movies.
Make some more movies then, Quentin.
I like that.
Now, okay, I'm only going to make 10 movies. Okay, just 10. That's all.
That's your Quentin.
That's my Quentin Tarantino impression.
Okay.
But what if we made 11?
Blockbusters, summer blockbuster time. Who did this? Ranker.com.
Yeah.
Ranker.com. The worst summer blockbusters of all time. Are you ready?
Let me guess. What was that one with Will Smith and Kevin Kline? Wild Wild West. Is that on there?
It's not on here. Maybe they don't list it as a blockbuster. That's unwatchable. And I love Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, she was there.
unwatchable.
Will Smith was the king of the summer blockbuster, and then they went one too many.
Any other guesses? You want me to go through them real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Battlefield Earth.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my
Folks,
gosh.
I hope you're
that
watching
count?
Josh on,
Oh,
on the
my
camera.
goodness. That counts?
Here's a great one. Jaws, The Revenge.
Now, is that Jaws 3 or
Jaws 3D?
Jaws 3D was
I
3.
think it was before that.
So this was just Jaws 2.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's 1987.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think that's Jaws 2.
I was watching. Is Sam Jackson in one of those? I was watching on Channel 11 years ago, Jaws 3.
Okay.
And I'm like, why does the shark look like that? Oh, and it's coming right at the camera.
3D.
I didn't realize it was in 3D.
Michael Caine is in that. You ever hear his quote about that? Somebody asked him because it's so bad.
Yeah.
About Michael Caine. Well, what do you think about being in that movie? And he goes, well, I've never seen the movie. He goes, but I've seen the house it built, and it's quite good.
It's quite good.
So this is Jaws 4. This is truly only for the Jaws heads out there. They go to like Key West or something, which was the style at the time in the 80s. Because there's like another shark, and it's like it's Brody's daughter or something, and it's Michael Caine is in it. Yes.
Michael Caine's in that one.
Yeah, that's the one he's in.
The they have Catwoman, starring Halle Berry.
Oh, I never saw it.
How dare you criticize Halle Berry?
Never saw it.
But it's not very good. This was a really kind of a career killer, or at least put him in intensive care. The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Oh.
Eddie,
who's picking these movies?
The Last Airbender was supposed to be big.
Yeah, that was bad.
Fantastic Four.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Fantastic Four. Pick one of the iterations.
Any
They
of
all
them.
fail.
What about the latest one with The Mandalorian? And was that any good?
Has anybody seen it?
I
Here's your
haven't
answer.
No. I
Super
haven't seen
Mario
it.
Brothers. Now, I had the list in front of me. I forgot now. I don't have it up. The Mummy. Which one? 2017.
Tom
Cruise.
The Mummy was so bad.
They had a plan for Cruise to kind of reprise all of the Universal monster movies from the
It's like
30s.
the Monsterverse.
The Monsterverse.
Yeah, it didn't
and
really
it was
work
so
out.
bad. It was kind of a neat idea, bringing Dr. Frankenstein in and all this stuff, but it just was like...
And Russell
Nah.
Crowe was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yes.
He was there.
Yeah, he was involved. It's a good idea, but that movie was
why does Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde need to be in acting with Frankenstein and the Mummy?
Yeah, they're making these
trying to run them all into the
Universal
Why does
horror
there need to be-
movies
Why can't they
into
just
action.
make them individual movies?
The Mummy from 99?
The Brendan Fraser
Brendan
Mummy.
Fraser first one. I thought it was quite good.
Is that fun? It looks like fun.
I liked it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good for what it is. And then the last two, The Dark Tower.
Yeah, that was a real disappointment.
Idris Elba?
A lot of people love the books.
Yeah.
And they did not do a good job. McConaughey, right, was the other
Yeah.
McConaughey and Elba, and it was bad.
The Dark Tower, good idea. The books were kind of good, but just got tedious. I couldn't finish them.
You guys ever walked out of a movie?
No.
Like walked out of the theater?
The only one I wanted to walk out on was Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but I couldn't because I
your
took the kids
were
there.
I bet your kids liked that one, though.
They did.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
I like it.
You liked it?
I have fond memories of it. How about that?
The last one was...
I was just going to say we were down at the lake, and they were the kids were watching it, and I was just checking on Finn, and I caught myself watching it for like 15 minutes.
It's got some truly terrible effects, even for the time.
And the last one was Jonah Hex. I think that was
I
a
kind of
Josh.
liked that one.
Did you like it?
The Dollar Show at Cross Keys, they've torn it down since. I saw the Hot Shots Part 2, and we ended up just getting it. Let's get out of here. It was so bad.
I remember in college, I love Jack Nicholson's. We talked about earlier with Max, and my best buddy wanted to go. We love Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to go see. You ever even heard of it? The Passenger.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Real stinker?
Woo. Nothing happens.
Did it smell worse than that fish that they were cooking back in the break room?
Tom Holland, the actor, lovely actor.
I saw this story.
He won't go to Saturday Night. They've invited him on Saturday Night Live a bunch of times. He's too nervous about it because he's dyslexic. And he's afraid of reading off
reading the cue cards.
That's a shame.
That is a shame. He's real fun, too.
Yeah, Amy Poehler said he should do it anyway. They'd make it work. She said there have been people who have hosted fully on drugs, and they got through it.
They got through it.
Can't they just memorize the lines?
Well, they could
It's not that many lines. You're an actor. This is what you do.
They would just write the letters backwards.
Yeah, I don't think that fixes
That's very insensitive.
I know.
But
I'm
funny.
sorry.
But funny.
I'm sorry.
You got time for a couple birthdays?
A couple birthdays.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple trick ones in here. You'll find out. How old is Angelina Jolie?
49.
55.
She's 51. How old is Russell Brand?
Oh.
55.
53.
51. See, I went same age. We never have that. Popular actor. Hasn't done a lot of big-time movies, but he's a very good actor and made a lot of money. Noah Wyle.
Oh, huge with the Pit now.
55.
He played the librarian in all those TV movies, those action-adventure things. I think he's 58. No, 57.
Connor. Bang. 55.
Eventually, I knew I would get it with 55.
You keep rolling 55. Last one, because one of the great program directors in our town, regardless of the format, was married to, from the Mamas and Papas, Michelle Phillips. Bob Birch was married to her.
Oh, Guy Phillips told me that story, and I was like, excuse me?
Birch, you remember, Bob's a great guy.
Michelle Phillips?
I learned a ton from him. He was so smart, and he was the hotshot programmer from KSHE, got sucked out to Hollywood.
Man, runs into Michelle Phillips, and the rest is history. I bet she is 76.
Yeah, 75.
82. Woo. How about that? And those are the birthdays.
I bet she still looks great for 82. Captain Paul Kopsky, you look great. Always.
Well, thank you very much.
Are the roads looking great?
Yeah, no accidents, but 6455 East is busy between Illinois Route 3 and the King Bridge. 44 West is slow between Tucker and 5564. 64 East bogs down around 170. 64 West busy from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 270 South is crowded between 64 and Manchester. And in Illinois, 64 East is congested from 111 to 157. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, what are you having for dinner tonight? If you're saying, I don't want to cook, it's been a long day, the week's almost over, it's Thursday night, pizza night, Dogtown Pizza, that is. And I just got my new grill, and you know what? I keep messing with this. I keep threatening you guys with this. I think I'm going to grill a pizza. I'm going to make it official. I'm going to really mess this brand new grill up.
Why don't you grill a couple and bring one in for us tomorrow? We can see, test out your culinary skills.
I'll do a bacon and a pepperoni.
Ooh.
And we'll see how it turns out. Dogtown Pizza, they got 10 other varieties besides bacon, and pepperoni. They got 12 in total. Just go to every local grocery store in town, and they are growing by leaps and bounds. It's really fun to see Dogtown Pizza stretching out across the Midwest, soon to be the USA. And you could say, I tasted them first right here in St. Louis, Dogtown Pizza.
Well, you guys, I want to invite you to come along on my next trip. My next trip, when we go in search of Iceland's magical northern lights with Colette. We are going to experience so much. Let's start with the land of fire and ice, and we're going to go in search of those crazy Northern Lights every single night with a tour guide. The reason we're going October 23rd is just for that. That's one of the best times to see the Northern Lights. And our guide's going to make sure we get the best opportunity. But our journey includes a day in the charming city of Reykjavik. You checking out the steaming lava fields, massive glacier sculpted mountains and valleys, and then, of course, maybe taking a soak in the Blue Lagoon. Don't forget about the black volcanic sand beaches. There is so much to see and do, and here's the best part, at least in my opinion. Colette handles the details. Every single one of them. Flights, meals, hotels, local experiences. Your only job is to come with me and have the time of your life. So sign up by calling Altair Travel 314-968-9600 or go to KTRS.com. I hope to see you in October.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
Well, no time for randoms. We're just going to get out of here, but promise you that Friday's show will also be another good one. Ward on wine and some special tricks up our sleeves. Josh and Bob and Connor say thank you for listening. Bob, I'll see you tomorrow.
Can't wait.
The official birthplace of the toasted ravioli is
Mama's on the Hill.
And Mama's on the Hill serves the best in town. Mama's has been a mainstay on the Hill for decades and is still a family-run restaurant serving up great Italian food in a fun atmosphere. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, and right in the heart of the Hill at Edwards and Bischoff. Delicious catering and party rooms too.
Mama's on the Hill.
Make reservations at 314-776-3100 and 24/7 at mamasonthehill.com.
You know that honeydew list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware.